this is what I live for.
Yeah, absolutely. Mohan, what do you make of where they're both at right now?
It's a story of form at this event, right? Like, who's going to get to their usual form? Because now is the last chance. Like, we need to see MongolZ playing their best, and Falcons can do way better than what they've shown us so far. But it does feel like the trend's going in the right direction. So I'm excited for this game. I think we're going to get the best of both teams.
Yeah, well, it's ready to start. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Dick. Let's get into it. Falcons and the MongolZ. Here on Mirage is where it begins. You know, you said it best, Mo. It's trending in the right direction, but unfortunately for them, it's trending in the right direction at the 2-2 final hurdle.
Yeah.
If we got this, better form from them 48 hours, 24 hours ago, then maybe they'd have that one additional chance for both to make it. But
at least we get fireworks as fans.
Yes.
Right? It's not as fun for the team who loses because they both could have considerably made it to playoffs.
Always more losers than winners at every single Counter-Strike event. So who are the losers today? It's time we find out between these two teams that certainly want another playoffs. Nades with Magic's name on it. Mzinho is able to catch the headshot as he pushes down into Ticket. Kicksand locks into the corner on spawn as Nico gets his flank into position. This is a flank with a man advantage, of course. So it feels like the MongolZ are in a bit of a squeeze. 3 players here, eat that flashbang. Kicksand actually doesn't, so he's able to stop Techno in his tracks. Mzinho doubles back. Nico's still on the fringe of the ramp. Gets the reload off as Blitz's health gets toppled. Mzinho still in the middle, ready for more. 4th on the line, and Degster stops him. It's a clutch for the Russian as Falcons take the pistol.
Damn. Mzinho had one hell of a round right there, from the movements to getting the kill in CT, peeling back, getting the headshot through the CT box. When his teammate was getting flashed to go and get that trade, he was hitting everything. But of course, one more was the difference between a won and lost round. Couldn't win that clutch. Very nice try, though. With the plant, this is the best possible option for the most exciting second round. I think that's something to point out. And all things considered, it's good to see the start of this game being so close.
Where do your chips fall in this one today?
I think I just take MongolZ kind of by default.
Sure.
And I guess in terms of who has gotten closer back to their level, I feel like MongolZ have after yesterday, feeling a lot better about them, but not feeling bad about Falcons.
Yeah, for me personally, it's just that Falcons collapse that we ended up seeing, them getting completely smacked around earlier this week. You know, MongolZ lost some games, but it wasn't that bleak. And I worry for Falcons that with the rotating door that continues to spin in their roster,
damn, dude.
They could be falling into the pitfall yet again, but here we go. Forced by man advantage for MongolZ, trying to go for the window boost. They make a bit of sound and decide not to. We get Falcons just kind of inching around the map in secrecy.
And here's where you pretend it was never the plan. We didn't want window control.
It was all a ruse for Mzinho to double back with bomb in his possession.
Part of the deal.
Yes, sir. The old rug pull, they call it.
Mzinho on 41 HP. What the kind of player he is, so tricky. You never know if he's going to take damage or not. And Techno coming in first with the Deke. Won't be a lot of room to trade.
Oh! Yes, sir. See ya. Such
low health, man. One bullet. And look how the complexion of the round just totally changes off of a frag like that. Kicksan will have to answer for that one, unfortunately.
It's pretty wild at the start of the event when we had James Banks had a sit-down interview with Blitz. Just kind of ask him where the team was at, seeing as they have gotten a rare occasion to take an actual break, right? Time off in between events for the MongolZ. And Blitz was quick to say, like, yeah, I wish everybody was, practicing as much as I was on the comeback. Yeah. And I thought to myself, how far can the MongolZ really fall by taking just their first little break? It wasn't even like weeks off, I
know, yeah.
It felt minimal, but
it's weird for it to get that bad that quickly. But also, there might be some, longer-term benefit where they got that, I don't want to say out of the way, but they got to hang out with their friends and family for a bit, totally sort of leave the game for a few days at least, in the only time that they possibly could.
Yeah.
And if they still win this match, they still survive to the point that they got good again. So that's kind of the main goal here for the MongolZ. And we have seen them get back to form. So, it'll be an honest day's work if Falcons end up winning this game. We've seen them both at their worst the last few days.
I had said it out there in the ether a couple times at the start of this year. Like, I put MongolZ and Eternal Fire, now Aurora, in this same boat where it's like, it's great promise, but surely they're both going to have an event where they...
Oh, man, Dexter too.
Okay.
Shots this game.
They're both going to have an event where they absolutely bomb out. Eventually, all the best teams have a bomb out moment. And I thought you can afford it. You can afford one.
Sure.
If the fact that it still hasn't happened, despite them taking an actual break, starting slow and recovering, on the Aurora side of things, going through some difficult, individual issues, health-related, and then the whole new organization ordeal that has clearly put added pressure to their form, then I'm just thinking, damn, these teams are both more rock solid than I ever pictured. And rock solid shots, part of this one so far, clean kills for both teams between Dexter's Scout and that ramp entry that gets doubled down on by MongolZ. Connector player distracted long enough for the kid to come through with his second, and now Kixan's 5-7, maybe an MP9 if he's lucky enough to grab it.
Pretty solid recovery position here. Bomb able to cross if it wants to. They're worried about someone being tucked in jungle, but won't be the case. Kixan, long way around.
Ooh. Oh, the dink for 97.
But MongolZ right now, man, he's got that plot armor. He is hitting shots. It's I think what you're kind of alluding to is the tournament window conversation with FaZe, where at the the first part of CS2 is like they're so good, they're getting second. They're going to start getting first. But to be able to have those deep runs, get exhausted because you're in every playoffs, like you see with Aurora, and then turn that into wins. You have to make sure you capitalize on those periods of time where your form's good, because no team is too good to fall off eventually.
Right.
It's just the way it goes. It's exhausting to play in the schedule that we have, and yeah, you just have to make hay while the sun shines. Gotta strike while the iron is hot.
Nothing is promised in this game, despite how hard you may work for it, no matter how bad you want it. There's no denying MongolZ want another trophy lift. This is the kind of event that many had them pinned as potential champions. If not them, then Aurora. And we've seen an uptick in form unexpectedly from some of the underdogs. 3D Max and Complexity ready to get their hands dirty in the playoffs. So the MongolZ trying to find a convincing form versus a flailing Falcons. I think that's name of the game today. These are two teams that we could have seen in playoffs, I think, per expectations at the start of the event. But if the MongolZ can show they are truly that much better, then they're going to send a shiver down the spines of the other playoff rosters.
And for real, I mean, how high is the motivation right now for Falcons? The roster moves, it's no secret right now that they're looking to make some upgrades on this team. So it's got to be difficult to be like coming in full strength. Of course, you should always be playing full strength, because these are the games that are going to be the last memories of you as a player on this lineup if you're getting changed. And that part of your resume is obviously, it's just unfortunate what people are going to remember. So, but the thing is, it's not the MongolZ who have any disruptions in their future plans. It's Falcons.
Out of the exit on the ramp, Magis goes for the swing, gets there with both.
Beautiful.
Now that is the kind of individual moment you were hoping to see from Magisk. The pistol's out, so too much to ask of him. The recovery starts to occur here by the MongolZ. 910 working with a full bar of health. Yeesh, getting awkward. MongolZ's supposed to give him the gun back. If not, 910 standing there with just the sidearm.
I don't think he even realizes. He wanted to get the op so that he could post on CT while MongolZ planted.
At least they got the bomb down. MongolZ gets off site, but working with only 3 points of health.
He just missed this, Dexter. Are they going to walk into the shot? That's the question.
Oh, 3 HP. Then they turn back. 910 takes the dink, the frags to soften them up. And 910 even kills Kixan. This is a huge recovery for the MongolZ if they stick the landing. But Nico's on top of it, looking for the bomb. Doesn't have a kit. Should have the time. I say should, but it's going to come close.
It's a very close call, but a secured position here for Nico.
All good.
Nice try, 9-10. Damn good attempt at that recovery after a very awkward interaction with the bomb. And to be honest, with the amount of time left over right there, you could see that those few precious seconds could have made the difference.
It's a hell of a moment for Magisk to put together a good 2K like that.
It's always nice to see a spray transfer on a silenced M4 like that.
What if I told you that right now Magisk is having his career, excuse me, top 3 is not the right word. Bottom 3 career lands.
Yeah.
2 of those have happened in a Falcons jersey. It was ESL Challenger Katowice 2014. And then DreamHack Zowie Open in Leipzig.
2014.
Sorry, 2024.
Magisk, 96 years old.
What's scary for him is, like, you look at his bottom 10 events, majority in a Falcons jersey. It's not been a kind run, despite seeing some promise at times.
Getting older sucks, man. Your back hurts.
You can't carry anymore. And yet the pressure never lets off.
Hair starts growing out of your ears.
Oh, that's just a you problem.
That is the funny part about Magisk. Already an illustrious. Oh,
what's that?
That's not too funny.
Oddly, it was already smoked as well, though.
Damn, man, that's true. This does mess with their timings a little bit. We'll see when that comes up in the window, but no one's watching it for the moment. And Senzu sneaks away safely. Tucked now in ladder, no one to fight. But that is the funny part about Magisk. Such a long and illustrious career, so many victories and everything, and he was always the youngest guy on Astralis, you know, since Kirby. So
TeSeS hears this. They are not ready for a TeSeS push this deep. Oh my God! And Blitz still recovers despite TeSeS getting the first shot off and the dink. Now Magisk is going to just have to hide in back sight. Blitz gets a second. Clears out this A site like it's nothing.
That's such a crummy spot, you know, sometimes.
Holy hell.
Just needed a little bit of damage.
Nice recovery here from Nico, but is it too little too late? His teammates not really sniffing out this retake possibility, so that's MongolZ to a 4-2 T-side lead off of the back of a double headshot from Blitz.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, they were running, so obviously they definitely weren't ready, and then just in time, pulled out the gun.
Blasted. He reacted, actually. He saw the snap in his wrist.
Right.
TeSeS not able to get that second bullet in the time that Blitz reacts.
Playing ninja right there. It's a very awkward moment because he doesn't expect TeSeS to die in the ramp, so I think he's like, just get cover right now. And you usually will sit there if you think someone's going to swing on you from Palace at the same time. But you see that from Blitz's perspective. It's a free angle to clear if he's going sandwich. They could have forgotten someone was there. That's fair enough. And Blitz could have died in one bullet. But I feel like it left a little bit too much up to chance for Magisk. Well, for playoffs, and MongolZ are playing like they're there already. Some big frags happening.
Yeah, there's no denying they've powered up as these days have gone on. It was quite shocking, in fact, to see them be such a shell of themselves out of the gate. Even that nuke match yesterday for the MongolZ, man, that thing went back and forth.
It was like six traded rounds in a row to start it.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Another piece of util missed. Could have done some chip damage. Heavy presence here towards middle. Ready to pop out versus this. Zeno surely going to get pushed as well. But he's the kind of guy you want in this spot. Nico walking up on this angle. Oh, instant. Ooh, between the eyes. And that's awkward.
Okay. Oh, no way. The fact he gets the second with the USP as well.
Yeah, how does he make this scary? And another.
Burns out.
Oh, if not for the molly. He stays alive with 3 kills. Dexter in a 1-on-2 now. Spinning.
Fire continues to burn, but the bomb is yet still to cross.
They don't know he's here.
No, they don't.
They're walking up maybe into ladder room. Degster, we'll see if he's got the awareness to cover this position. He could look back at Senzu. No scope found just yet. Oh, there's the spray.
Almost turned.
Yeah, hard for Degster. Doesn't know where Senzu went. That's
Magisk.
Crazy from Magisk.
Ridiculous. You know, if he gets the first with the USP, grabs the AK, and somehow pulls that off, well, that's one thing. But the fact he gets both of them.
And then a no armor headshot to Mzinho and Palace. Wow.
USP headshots.
Well, we welcome it. Everybody playing well is what we want to see.
Sure. My God. There's been some good pistol moments from Magisk so far this year. One of the career best clutches even at Katowice to kick off 2025. That Dust 2 A-Site pistol round. Golly gee. But here he is operating yet again alone inside of the A-Site.
They've been goaded into sticking around at B. Just the right amount of utility here for the Mongols. And Magisk, I mean, maybe another spray transfer, but he sits here on 14 bullets. I don't think he'll be reloading in this spot.
Nico gathering the information that'll justify the Falcons rotate. They throw a smoke grenade into Palace on their way over. Mzinho gonna try to just swing through, does it with ease. Another multi-kill entry here from Mzinho, but no cover on the bomb plant. Now that's a mistake. It doesn't get as costly as it could have been, and there is still plenty of time to recover, but all the while you've got Nico trying to put another flank in position. Forward stance could have been taken, but instead they double back here towards the ramp to try and hold before Nico gets out. Blitz playing with it right on this ankle, and he will straight up best Nico for the post plant, and that just sucks the life out of Falcons here in the 8th. You'll see them tiptoe their way to the save as the 6-2 score established.
Yeah, and we'll see if they get away with it. Mongols quickly running over towards the other side of the map to catch their exit. And another amazing round out of Mzinho. Him and Magisk are going to go head-to-head, right? He's a Palace lurker, Magisk anchoring the A site. SS narrowly surviving the situation. At least they'll keep this gun forward. But if Falcons aren't careful, Mongols are about to put a bow on this half. Wow. Barely saw a thing.
Majority pistols. 9-10 won't be too timid about that. We'll see if the TESS swing queued up. Op bullet disappears.
Yeah. Want to see that again. Looked pretty good for sure.
It's a great opening for Falcons. M4 gets its trade up in Palace, so limited weapons, but they're working. And Degster's Deagle capable, we know it. Gets a tag on Techno's shoulder. Utility in response here. TESS ready to help out if needed. Not to mention, you've got Nico layered as the second cat play.
Yeah, how appealing is B right now after getting spotted from that far back? I don't think they can make inroads.
Good control of the guns here. Nico tries to come around the corner, sensing something's going on. Another chance for TESS to step forward into that op line and drops it for the second time this round alone. Now, pressure back to Kixan as the solo A player, where Mongols do indeed head.
And you do have Falcons worried about everything. So actually leaning here towards B, Kixan will have to frag. He plays for time.
Blitz on the approach has done good at unraveling this site.
They're coming in slowly from Palace. Let's see about this approach, because this won't be guaranteed cleared by Blitz. That has to be known. I don't see anything. Techno, how aware are you going to be?
Kixan's got to keep it full focus. He's going to look to attack Blitz now, but now the Palace player exits. No gun in hand, not ready for it. Blitz, barely enough time to make this happen, and it won't. Kixan plays it patiently, plays it perfectly, and Falcons pick up a round off of 2 rifles thanks to the TESS multi-kill.
Yeah, that's a spot where, yeah, you're real covered for yourself. If Palace is hard to get to because it's so long to go around, then Kicksan knows that he'll get the drop on him. Very well done. Still time to bring this half back into fruition. The ops on the T side were cursed that round.
Good timing from TeSS on the second one, right after Nico drops.
Scared him.
I think there's a world where Senzu just, plays that a bit safer, and it doesn't happen, but caught in transition, looking to get to the next piece of cover. Right there, finds him exposed. And then, of course, I forgot Kicksan, that's true, he got his Palace kill as well, so it ends up being 3 kills Kicksan that round.
The cutest rage.
Baby rage. 9-10 wastes no time, but Dexter's on the ankle. And so locked in here by the Falcons op. And it's man advantage. Falcons trying to recover at the tail end of this half. Good flash into the underpass. Line him up, knock him down. All too easy. You make Blitz force the team kill in the middle of all that. Oof. Hands all over the Mongols at the moment. Falcons starting to queue up fights on their terms. And there we have it. Dexter's second kill in this one.
I mean, everything from the utility to the mid control was just perfectly executed here for Falcons. 9-10 blind coming into that peak, had absolutely no chance of winning his duel. They knew where everyone was going to come in and what time.
So across the board, a little uptick here from the Falcons crew. We can see this, finally stringing 2 rounds together in the 9th and the 10th, thanks to that half buy, that 2M4 round. Great way to give yourself a lifeline. Throw yourself the life preserver. Falcons afloat.
See if there will be an op difference once again. He's blowing up in the window. It's beautiful here for Dexter.
Yeah, MongolZ
9-10 dead again.
Still trying to get this action going early in middle. Oh, perfectly timed here. The utility on top of it, making MongolZ life all the harder. And you've got TeSS keeping a watchful eye on that climb up. Oh, beautiful tap out of Mzinho. Woo. His entry's 8. Oh, 3 kills come back. Wow. We see that tap, but it's not the first kill Mzinho actually ended up getting. Dexter also now with a double.
And the bomb's coming late middle. This is crazy. Blitz has only got a deagle, but I think there's 9-10's AK that he can walk over to.
Plenty of guns out there. Oh, Mzinho triple now.
No way.
Forces the issue through the smoke, catches Dexter off guard. Kicksan starts to come at him, and Blitz is going to take his sweet time with this one.
Kicksan doesn't know it, but yeah, Blitz is worried about him peeking off of every angle. Very scary spot. And going B's, yeah, got to be the right play, right? There's just limited information. You'd think it makes sense to plant on the A site. And if they hold off window, they've got the 2 best positions.
Hell of a half so far from Mzinho. 15 kills to his name.
Oh, Mzinho's coming through it.
Kicksan, just got the better of the timing. Just got it. What's crazy is he goes into the corner to wipe his hand on his jersey. I kid you not. Does it again here while the molly burns. But that's what afforded him the timing on Mzinho's back.
Yeah, well, this one's about to get sweaty. Look at the utility that Kicksan has. He knows he could just win this round. Blitz going to play far back. It's going to be one crazy spray through a smoke to decide this one.
Such good utility, though. You put the Molotov down on Catwalk if you want to, and he can't even peek in to go for the spray.
Oh, but he didn't use the molly.
He didn't use it. You give him the chance to go for the spam, he'll take it. Blitz with the clutch.
That was nice from Blitz. I mean, it was. I want to say you just throw the molly, because either it's up or B. It's planted in a spot, it can be defended from 2 positions, sure, but it doesn't use the molly at all. I wonder if he even knew how low Blitz was in that position. Oh, Wow.
Disgusting
Just
second
death
shot.
matching.
Lines it up perfectly, hits the headshot. Icing on the cake there for the Mongols. So triple MongolZ Palace entry. That's what gets MongolZ back on the board. 2 rounds consecutive, all the Falcons allowed. Magisk has been absolutely bullied this half.
And especially with the kills that he got too. The only guy who could beat him right now is MongolZ. Look at him, 16 and 6.
It's impossible, but it feels like all 16 of those deaths would be Magisk's.
Yeah.
I mean, he has had his hands full with the entry attempts, and MongolZ will not shy away from setting it up yet again. We've got Nico down beneath him. Caught out, just perfect timing, quick time to kill, and the mid-contact goes the way of MongolZ again. Connector player gets found out along the wall with nothing. Kixan thrust to another clutch, but outnumbered 1v5. Bomb is not here on this site. He has been wrapped around and swiftly dealt with. 8-4 on the half here for the MongolZ. An excellent start to the series.
Crazy to be able to say that Falcons had some great rounds in this half and still lost 8-4. They really did. Mid-control and utility and the op difference. Tessus on Cat. They had a clutch at the beginning of the game on the pistol round and still only got 4 rounds. MongolZ are clearly here, full force.
And that wasn't the case when they arrived in Bucharest, so it is a sight for sore eyes. A team whose popularity has skyrocketed in recent years. Finally, for a second, looked human off stage. This had become their bread and butter. What's meant to be their playground was a sketchy start, but that kind of a half, that absolutely sends a message to the Falcons. You better bring your A game, because the MongolZ have tapped back into theirs. And unfortunately for Falcons, we have not seen their A game at this event. They've got a win over Rare Adam and Pain.
MongolZ is he's the clutch factor. He's the Jimmy. He's the cold Zera. He's a smart late round guy, sneaky lurker, plays well above his years. Decoy is the final piece of this. MongolZ, playing committed. And surely going to get peeked, right? No.
Leaves a bit to be desired. Tessus waiting for the flash. He'll pounce on it.
Wow.
Clean double kill to the USP swap. 2 more to take down, but he finds himself in the sight lines of the CTs. And Dexter disengages here with man advantage in their hand. Falcons sitting comfortably on site. We will get Blitz eventually in the mix of this retake.
Yeah, their job descriptions are outlined right now. Senzu has to win CT by himself. Oh,
that helps. They push forward. Dexter gets tagged up more so. Blitz is going to try to cause them to frantically come back. Dexter in the backdrop. Nico up close. It's all he needs, but no kid on the play. Jumps on it. He'll try it. I don't know if he's got this one. It looks a little too far gone, but he'll try his damnedest. Down to the white beep.
Oh, barely misses it. Well, he couldn't have had a better attempt considering the situation. Running right away. Close call here for Falcons. But it'll be 2 pistols for them on Mirage.
Good on Tessus.
Oh.
Killer stuff from Blitz. If only a half second sooner. MongolZ will mostly buy up behind this. 910 takes an extra second to get out of spawn here. Armored Scout, Armored M4 on Senzu.
So B play oncoming, but you've got one waiting to rotate underpass, an early smoke as well, and 2 in the site.
5-7 for Techno. Gonna get challenged. Oh, stops the jumping MAC-10. That's supposed to be your space creator. You're now down to the 3v5. They still try to emerge. Senzu leans back, continues to just fire off with the rifle. Triple kill from the catwalk. They tried to get it up in their aggressive stance. Dexter dances from sight with only one. A quad kill from Senzu on the solo rifle.
Wow.
the first nail in the coffin here for Falcons.
It's crazy how good looking that setup was for how many options they could have implored. It wasn't just a B stack. You know, it was one on cat, one in the site. Of course, everyone has to contribute their frags, but they had just a little bit of utility towards B. The smoke to delay. They had mid information. They had a potential underpass flank on B at the same time. Everybody was complementing each other while still being able to cover mid control, potentially rotate fast to A. You would expect Falcons, who came in winning the pistol, to start off with more control of the map.
Nico enters this series as the second highest rated player at the event, only trailing behind rumored soon-to-be teammate MongolZ. That duo's names continue to be up in the lights, but unfortunately, it's the floor that falls out from beneath Falcons. 9-10 and Senzu hold down middle with ease. One death on Senzu, so be it. TeSS barely alive at this point. The Mongols will waste no time getting back into control as this second half now underway.
He'll just have to find a way to die. He's going to look for the classiest way possible, maybe with a deagle kill. It's crazy how nonplussed Mongols were after losing that pistol. It's like it never happened.
It's just the fact that Senzu never had anybody shoot back at him.
Yeah.
That M4 was allowed to just pluck players off the bomb site one by one.
It was so easy going.
Yoink.
So many distractions.
Yoink. And I think obviously made possible by the Techno 5-7 insight, like tracking the jumping player.
Yeah, TeSS 15 seconds in this deagle. It's time to get moving, my friend.
Don't die after time.
Oh, they can hear him too.
Yeah, they want to kill him after time. They're trying to avoid him.
Man.
Oh, they're trying their best, but it actually ends up costing them one.
Yeah.
Now we can save the rifle. Okay.
Okay, that's the best possible situation for TeSS. I think they played it correctly, though.
Sure.
You know, you honestly wish more teams did that. But
I don't know if Mara's convinced. He's looking down the line like.
Yeah, I mean, just because it doesn't work out doesn't mean it wasn't the right play. He had to. If he saved that deagle and didn't get a kill and didn't get an upgrade,
sure,
that's a loss. That's a real huge mistake. So scary moment, but TeSS gets out with something.
Yeah, I suppose silver lining is it's not like it's helping them come through with a buy. It is still just TeSS Kevlar M4. We'll see if that is enough. He's a player who turned heads in the heroic to Falcons transition. And he tries to slip out with that M4 to set up the pistols to push. Palace player delayed for the time being. Dexter, however, into sandwich. TeSS perched up top Tetris. Bomb spotted. There's the flood. Rifles down. But the pistols cut off on the cross.
Oh, covered.
Not afforded their ability to push into the bomb site, which means Mzinho very low to health, but he'll stand his ground and hold.
Said, please help me, guys.
Please.
A very spammable position right now.
And it's all good.
Oh, come on.
2 bullets in that gun.
Wow.
1 taps Kixan out of the round. Unfortunately for Falcons, that TeSS M4 kind of dropped awkwardly, so Tetris player couldn't pick it up. Nico keeps getting peppered, and with his crosshair shaking, Mongols come at him. 11th round to the board with ease. Nice support there as Mzinho felt flustered for only a second, but the teammates bailed him out.
They are fast rotators, these guys, man. They got each other's backs. Money's good, up a ton of rounds. Solid CT side so far. Haven't looked back since the pistol. And TeSS's money so awkward. He's got a back 10 now to support this buy.
You know, Falcons kind of get dealt the short stick today. Falcons and FaZe, both teams, only 2 wins were versus Rare Adam and Payne. One gets to play Apogee, the other the MongolZ. Tough luck. And Counter-Strike is always tough love. Game that waits for no one.
guess the question is, would Kiyosuke have let this happen?
Money can't buy happiness, but maybe it can buy solutions.
All right, Techno, he's been a star anchor today. Some great shots, not that much action. Oh,
Okay.
what?
That's also the catwalk player. Kixan activates the perfect moment. Blitz by Kixan. That's good rifle work for the IGL of Falcons.
Not too shabby.
There we go. Some gusto behind that one from Falcons. Va-va, boom. Out from the apartments. Lickety split.
Madon. What a move out of Kixan. You just heard like 3 dinks at once.
Yeah, it all happened so quickly. It's because the Galil's a bullet hose. Bada boom. Nico back into the action. So Falcons, not dead yet.
Nope. I wish I could be more worried about the Mongols in this game, but
Worried about them or worried for them?
for them.
Yeah.
But like you kind of got to get those kills every round to make this comeback happen. Kixan's found himself in a crazy position this year. You know, sort of the talent
Yeah.
on this lineup. I mean, setting it up for himself because it made him, you know, his team was very purchasable because of him and Saw and the core they had on Heroic, how good they were together. And that team would have been a very successful team this year by itself as well. But second time, Falcons have made a purchase of a core and then, you know, tacking on players after that kind of makes perfect sense. And Kixan will have a chance to, you know, see if he can really shine with a sort of no excuse lineup. The amount of skilled players that are going to be on this team. They're going to be scaring the hose.
Senzu waits for the walk up from underpass, which could come his way. TeSS looking stoic for the moment. There it is.
They meant to feign the cat split, but that just drew their attention.
Blitz quick with it as well. Insta headshot on Nico, bottom middle. Nico officially the lowest performing player in this map. Tough go of it, and Blitz is just going to step forward through the fire, escapes into underpass.
How do you find that route?
No way.
He's out towards B.
It's because he's always 4 moves ahead. Magis connects on 9-10. But the bomb is still not in their possession. Blitz is going to get hurt by Dexter. 35 seconds. Bomb could be scooped up.
Yeah,
they are recovering this from the 2 versus 5 to the 2v3.
The radar wouldn't have popped up right there for Blitz, but with Techno's kill.
Yeah, Magis tries again, and Mzinho always deep down on that ramp, ready to catch Dexter off guard. MongolZ 6 map points.
Another round that's really just not close. An easy default victory here out of MongolZ with every peak they wanted to take. Again, this is Falcons, 2 pistols in this game. 4 rounds in the first half. That 2 of them look excellent in those rifles, but no consistency.
It's a shame for Falcons coming into this one that, you know, what they had been banking on was Nico carrying them, kicking and screaming.
Timing.
To recover their event. Ouch. From bad to worse. Kixan down for the count.
They're just not welcome anywhere.
Dexter, measly half health. Nico stuck here with a Desert Eagle, gets wall-banged out of the round and potentially the map.
Bullied.
Damn near impenetrable CT side coming out of the MongolZ. It's an attempt towards top middle. And there's the opening yet again. Magisk once more in a disadvantageous situation, trying to get the lifeline back in their hands. Off scours the field. Magisk has still got a little more left in him, and he's got more bodies down towards Khan. Nice tap. That's all Magisk so far. With the map on the line, Magisk steps up, and now it's a matter of figuring out where what's left of the Mongols comes in from. You hear the rumbling of the retake over towards stairs. Incendiary will not find contact. TeSeS locks in this top Tetris angle, letting Magisk ready for the swing. And now TeSeS helping hands. It's a double dip from the Danes, a jump in from Senzu. This round, MVP, hands down, Magisk.
Incredible. Beats his nemesis in MZinho as they take over the A site, and then he does not stop. Again, who knows what kind of performance he'd have today if MZinho didn't exist. Just diametrically opposing every single attack that he was trying to put forth. Defense on the CT side. And here, as soon as he gets his revenge, he opens up entirely. Crazy shooting. That kill matrix will be nice to look at.
And a wobbly economy for the Mongols to handle. It's going to be Falcons trying to skip a couple steps from pretty constant mid-play to just the all-in off-ramp.
So, unlike that last eco, there's a lot of attention towards A on this one.
Oh! No, Nico, Magisk softened up by it. That's bomb spotted in the palace. And everybody able to flood out through the ramp. No real challenge offered up from Mongols beyond the MZinho Deeg peak. Nico's going to be shaking his hand.
Oh, the bomb!
Eesh,
oh,
almost.
So close.
Almost. 1 health. Keeps Magisk on that bomb plant. TeSeS flash through. Kicks and turns it.
Saved.
A nice 180 to both sides of the ticket hold. Man, disadvantage for Mongols to handle. Will they take a sniff at this retake?
Yeah, with the palace layer here from Blitz.
Yeah, you think this element of surprise could damn well catch players off. They turn, but not in time to stop it. Blitz, he knows there's another one out here. Drops down onto Magisk. Dagster's up, over from ramp, but a tap of the bomb. Dagster doesn't bite. Hangs on for a second, and the headshot in an instant. Falcons now 4 out of OT.
Woo! Maybe if you walked out with that up, he would have died slowly. Really nice shot at a Dagster. It looked like there was, if that kill came down right then, maybe time to go for another defuse. A valiant effort here for the Mongols, but equally as impressive for the Falcons to get by on that one. It's all about Kixan's second kill in CT spawn, I want to say.
That was looking sketchy for a second when Magisk jumps through the smoke.
And just to let you know, any round's possible. No! You're joking.
Sorry, what did you just say?
Any round is possible with the Mongols. That's just to let you know.
A little foreshadowing.
Oh my gosh, that timing, man. He's just in the zone, isn't he?
He's nearly caught up to MZinho's performance.
Bro, how does that feel? Starting off every round, just killed in mid. Like, you don't even see anybody. I think 9-10 hit a timing shot through the smoke.
Yeah.
Palace push. They're dumping this op just to go into emergency mode.
I'm going to take a guess and say it doesn't feel good.
Yeah. Oh, man. And oh, look at the stack it's following, though.
But surely it would feel worse if they didn't have still all the guns.
Okay, let's see if they take full
all the
advantage
nades
of this stack.
Mongols get the right pieces in place. That Desert Eagle in Techno 4K's hand freed up to take a forward corner. Blitz still thinking about other positions. So one of the 2 Desert Eagles will be coming in late. Techno, can he strike them down? Missed chances on the first 2. Fire at the feet of many of these defensive players. All seems to be going well. The USPs could serve up a distraction here for Blitz. They don't pop off, and the cover is great. Falcons come through a pack of Mongols, and there's no sweat on the brow in this one.
No problem. No further disasters. Good thing they went for that extra rifle. And mollies were landed in the perfect spots. They could have just gone forward with a quiet walk up the rank if they were feeling a little bit too scared. But I think that's one of those spots where you don't care if you let them know you're coming. You just make sure that your utility lands in the right spot and then trust the fact that you've got better guns overall. Early A play, slowed down by this molly. Looks like they're going to go right after it, though. Lamp flash geared up here from Dagster. Let's see if Nico can get back in the game.
Looking to charge headstrong through. No defense showing itself just yet. Ooh, Mzinho at bat, single kill. This time his multi-frags have tapered off. And Senzu's not afforded the deepest of angles. Not enough to clear Kixan and TeSeS off of this. Flashbang keeps him at bay for the time being. And the MongolZ, it's a daunting task. If they opt to commit to this retake, it's a flash to get them through the smoke onto Ticket. Kixan dead, and Techno trades out the TeSeS attempt. Degster up, hits his shot. Senzu does the same. You've got Nico now sprinting in, lowest performing player in the server, and a smoke goes on top of bomb. Total denial of one of the best. The MongolZ step forward with 6 map points, and they'll close on their 4th attempt.
Yeah, it got a bit hairy towards the end, but the MongolZ have done it and closed out the first map. Falcons, there you can see it's high fives. Probably would have wanted a bit more of a high performance, particularly from their star man, Nico. But anyway,
beyond the game environment, perhaps, is that to give Falcons an out, or is that just the reality of the situation? Who truly knows?
I think they just lost because they were worse. I don't think we saw anything where the Falcons where it's like, they weren't trying to come forward with an interesting game plan. They tried lots of stuff. They had some good rounds in there. They were just not as good as MongolZ almost every single time. MongolZ had Mzinho as the best player in the server. He was countering the best performance you could get out of Magisk. And in terms of strategies and everything else, I mean, their setups are just perfect. I think even all their ecos, they almost won. Almost every single one. It got scary.
Especially that round over towards the B site. That definitely kept the few rounds between MongolZ and the Falcons. That little comeback towards the tail end cut short, but they got half of the rounds they needed to get the overtime. Whatever the hell that's worth. At the end of the day, it was an absent performance from Nico that cannot be ignored. You are the star of the show. And he came in hot-handed. We'll see if this series ends up trumping his previous performances. Still trying to fire off from ramp. He'll go down with nothing. Luckily, Degster's got it all. Triple kill from Long. On the hunt of the quad, Techno gets popped, and Degster locks this in.
Yeah, solid, man. He got the clutch on Mirage. Got the 4K here on Dust 2. That keeps hope alive. And Nico brought up, I don't expect Nico to have 2 bad maps in a row. That's something that you could always bet on. But that will be the question for Dust 2 for sure. He's got the most active position, playing A, rotating. He'll have lots of opportunities to fight and stop these rounds.
I feel like Mara's usually a standing coach, and for whatever reason,
Maybe he just had a kebab.
He's also just sat very close to the 2 players on the very end.
Oh.
His chair is like between them, like he's at the desk almost.
He's gonna make sure that they're trying.
Keep your eyes on that. I believe he's between Senzu and Techno, if I'm not mistaken.
I got a hiccup.
Deal with it. See, look at Mara right back there. That'd make me nervous, somebody that close to my shoulder. Watching your every move.
Yeah, he's really making sure. You guys trying? You better be trying. You too. I got 2 eyes, 1 for each of you.
And 2 hands, too.
Choke slam.
Nobody home for the frag grenade, but they will prod the Hornet's nest. That pack of MongolZ players starts to split up. Towards tunnels they'll head. Magisk, better be careful. Could be caught out in the open here. It's just a Glock at the start of this, but there's a Deagle right behind it. The Glock dink happens. Magisk looking for an evacuation plan. Will reel away. Opens up the B site to potentially get pushed, but they want a gun for him, so he drops a second body, and they're not able to exit through to the B site in time.
Kind of just gotta fight now.
20 seconds to go. Kixan keeps his head tucked. And that's going to allow for the MP9 to keep on making money. There's some free kills for Nico. Let's get him back online, shall we? I think that's where Falcons' best chances lie.
Yeah, he needs some confidence kills. Feels like Degster might do the rest of this game as well. He'll also be a really key player. Opping throughout this half. 9-10, I think he can be very fierce. Controlling T-side from Suicide. No op for him, though, on this round. Ogden play for Magisk. I love it. solid gun for B, especially if you're going to be playing K-Sharp. Ouch. Senzu enters this round battle scarred already. But with no vision on mid, this 3A lean, excuse me, won't last forever. Nico's already going into CT spawn.
Smoke pops above him. Ahead of the incendiary though, goes 9-10. Flashes find Dexter. He is burning to a crisp. Puts it out, but has to stay inside that smoke. Temporary cover. Nice frag grenade damage on that pack of players at the front of this push. They'll find a blind one in the back. Another nade. Nico just dunking damage on top of that pack. And so Techno comes sprinting over from the other half of the map. His entire team died in an instant. That is great pressure offered up by Falcons to give MongolZ the plant, but nothing thereafter.
Yeah, that just goes to show in the cash utility in spawn, like you can't just walk up A in that same fashion, not expect some adversity. Nicely done here from Nico. It looked like he was going to maybe fight on the jump up, but came in a bit late. This looked like a great timing for the MongolZ, but the counter utility was just, that's the only thing you really need to speak of. Dexter 6-0, 3 rounds in.
It's a great start for him individually. Much better go of it here for Nico as well, so trying to set up between maps. Dexter opening kill once again. That is Blitz down hard. And Blitz entered this with a purchase. Xenio looking for that gun. Or just at least the util.
For the amount that people try to win that, you just don't see people win it anymore coming into long, unless you have an op, you know. Such a CT favored engagement.
Magis Og.
Careful with your ammo, they are ready to go. Kicksan in the back. This should be a great setup, but now they know the AUG is still here.
Kicksan got dinked, doesn't matter for him. Bomb dropped in front of the AUG. And while the execute lands, the MongolZ kind of fizzle out before they're even able to get the push started. Nice kill from Kicksan and from Magisk, limiting losses here in the 4th round. Desert Eagle's still ready to go, but it's looking like only the one. Scout shot out of Senzu. In the end, it will connect, but you're giving Nico some runway, and Falcons looking a bit scary here for the first 4.
This is great, man. It's like Mirage never happened. They look so strong. Their setups look good. Their aim is right there. Utility's on point. I'm not seeing a way in here for the MongolZ. I think that, well, that's not true. I think there are some mid-timings that they could try to pull off, especially if Falcons are going to lean A lot of these early rounds. And it's another round, actually, where 9-10 doesn't come up with an op. Pushing a lower here for Kicksan. And they miss a flash. Oh, that's a deep smoke, but they can see behind it. That's too deep. Uh-oh.
Magisk a bit flustered now. Op's gonna give a bit of cover, but only the one. And the rifle itself bested, so MongolZ remain adamant. Better be careful, Blitz runs back. And you had Kicksan hunting him down. Jumps into the smoke temporarily. We're gonna get TeSeS trying to give himself a smoke to exit through doors with, but he opts not to follow through immediately. A little double up here from Falcons in the tunnels. TeSeS lines up a kill through smoke. That could suddenly distract the MongolZ enough for the retake to come out. Molotov down in front of him. One runs forward, dies. The window player pauses, only then to fall next. Nico still with nothing here to work with. Blitz puts the last one in the coffin, and the MongolZ on the board.
Yeah, definitely a scary spot. That's a different way to smoke the tunnels, but when you smoke that deep, you got that full vision behind it. It looked like Magisk was almost in place to get the full punish off. But yeah, you've got to be worried about, you always got to be wary of where the mouth of the smoke is. If it landed at the other end of the tunnels, MongolZ don't even try this because they've got to get so close to the end of the tunnels before they can explode through it. I think this is just the exact opportunity they were looking for, unfortunately. Unfortunately for the Falcons, that is. Nice one.
Again, Long just continues to go the way, but hey, you've got a recovery this time at least.
Crazy, still 3A on this setup.
Tessa's just kind of sticking around in that smoke, gets blasted out of the round. Counter-terrorists will find out that it's clear for the taking. Burning out back blue just to guarantee it. All the while, MongolZ slipping down middle with no real hesitation so far. How alone does Magisk feel in this moment? Bit of catwalk presence to continue to keep those CTs preoccupied. Op holding the mid push out. Dexter just about to take the angle. Senzu's waiting for him.
Oh!
That headshot is instant.
Oh my god.
Now Techno ready to go with 9-10 behind him. Bomb soon to hit this site. It is all Magisk. And for the time being, MongolZ still a little delayed out middle. At least he's able to hold off the one. Second gets away from him. Memzinho able to split up through site. And that's an op save queued up here for Falcons. MongolZ consecutive round wins.
Wow, Senzu is a terror, man. Waiting for the op to peek him. It's almost as if he knew it was an op that was going to hum his way, and he was still confident he would hit that bullet. You saw how carefully Dexter came to win that duel. Walking, scoped in the whole time, and yet still stood no chance at all. We got Get Right in the building.
Just peeked his head in the door. What a
Say hi.
Terrorists win.
Am I officially a caster now?
Yeah.
Is this how it works?
Yeah, we're going to give you Launder's day rate.
Wait, I'm getting paid now? Even better. Wait, what?
Hey, no.
Dude,
no,
Launder.
get out of here. Hey, get the heck out of here.
Your Get Right impression's getting so good. What the heck? Get Right in the building. Who let that guy in the house?
No fans in the studio.
You want an autograph? Line up. Get Right in the house.
Is that why they called a pause?
I don't know. I was like, I'm looking back, like, wait, did we miss anything? Where are we? Christopher has.
Was that Get Right? Call a pause.
Oh shit. Okay, now what if you put on one of the players' headsets? Get Right, just causing a
Am I a
storm
player now?
here in the PGL studios. Alrighty. Christopher Allison. My man. Where were we? 2 consecutive rounds for the MongolZ. 4 out of the gate for the Falcons. A test for Magisk again. How much has this guy been kind of getting pummeled on both the CT sides, right? From defending A site back on Mirage in the face of Memzinho. He's doing as good a job as he can, we said back on map 1, and he's still held the line more often than not so far here on Dust 2.
Yeah, oftentimes he's just so solo.
Yeah.
Right? Like that last round, his aim on the first kill was beautiful at Techno, but
just so targeted all the time. And
like right now, he's just by himself.
Yeah, this round's going to be no different, but they don't clear him immediately. Door player comes out. Good shot from Senzu. Better from Kickstand.
Oh!
Stands the ground.
Woo! Oh, they're hyped about that. That is unbelievable out of Kickstand. It looked like Magisk was alone, but in spirit, Kickstand was right there. Came through the door at the perfect opportunity. That is disgusting, right? He made that. He probably made that kill feed look like it was an anti-eco.
It's another one where Magisk gets the first kill, but he also gets 2 assists on Kicksand's first 2. Softens them up so that that M4 magazine can collect all 4. No reload needed when they're tagged up. Blitz. Oh my God.
He didn't even take damage.
How? How does he do that?
He goes unheard. He didn't touch the fire.
Firewalker. And then he's going to come through the smoke, and Dexter kills him. All right, 100 health, so be it.
Good for Dexter to be watching that, you know, especially with no audible.
Techno making sound at the bottom of middle, plenty of players with him. You've got this Nico crossfire set up with Kickstand. Dexter's off not too far away. Magisk in the background gets hit. 9-10 drops the first player up close, and Nico's not going to let them escape for free.
mean, they might know. 2 at least over on the A site.
Magisk low HP as well.
Oh, and he dies, takes that fight early.
Oh, 910 just survived more damage. Not only hit by an op early on, tagged up through that mid door. Mzinho awaiting the challenge on the doorway. Senzu's got to try to find a road for that bomb to cross. He gets popped here by the car. 45 to the clock. Mzinho keeps fighting, low HP, and it gets cleaned up by Tesses. Op rings out yet again, but 910 removed from the bomb site, removed from a post plants. Falcons able to fight tooth and nail for this B hold.
Yeah, such a scary spot, and once again, it's this time it's not Magisk at all, and he has lots of help coming in through the door. Degster just quietly having the cleanest scoreline ever, 10-2.
Techno 0-8.
Yeah, true. Someone's having a good day, someone's having a bad day.
As is life.
Counter-terrorists win.
Well, looks like Falcons had a great break. They've come in fresh-faced.
It's nice to see a glimpse of the team that started to convince us that they would be playoff regulars. Their run in Cluj-Napoca, you know, new heights for a Falcons roster, finally in a grand finals. Some inconsistencies since, but today just, or rather this event, was getting scary for a second. You know, one of the things we said was that with the rumors of players leaving Falcons, it's going to be important that if this is the last match we see of you, to perform well. Well, even on that loss back on Mirage, Degster 1.28 rating. Look at him go here, off to the races, 10-2, and it's a race towards top mid for Kixan. And we say he's a fragging in-game leader, but now he's doing it tenfold. Smoke to the doorway to still try to put the bomb down. MongolZ may be losing bodies top mid, but it's a post plant nonetheless.
It's a fast flank in the tunnels here. See if they're going to be aware of it.
It's not a great post plant position for the player towards car. Bomb behind the pillar. 910. Ooh, it doesn't
nothing.
spread. He's just going to keep watching that jump up.
These incendiaries are useless, honestly. 910, well, he's still going to hit the shot.
And will. Tesses finds his. 910 doesn't need to peek. They play off of Senzu holding the entry, and Degster just waiting for that back plat swing.
Uh-oh.
It happens in a missed shot.
Uh-oh.
Twice. Degster on top of it. Jumps for the defuse. Another clutch from Abdul.
Ooh, man, 2 chances there for 910. Second one was a little harder, but the first one was a gift. That's something you can't afford. I was feeling bad for the Falcons there with the incendiary landing at the back of the site. And this play takes place because Mzinho thinks that it's the cat player who takes attention, not Kixan, who's just beneath him under cat.
Let's go!
Money keeps flowing for the MongolZ, but the rounds keep racking up on Falcons. Degster just lights out. And he'll be posted right here on the corner to try it yet again. Missed shot from Degster, opens the door. 910 into elbow quick. He's got a teammate with him. Nico comes back though to pick up the slack.
Oh, after image flash, Nico, unfazed.
Wastes no time. Pops the first MongolZ player. Techno slips out through the mid doors, but there's a lot of attention turned towards him at this point. We saw a similar setup from the Falcons. Bode well. Push the MongolZ back. Again, looking to interrupt it. Magisk on his own, concerned about the tunnels. Nico trying to find vision through that smoke. He just opens up a small gap, and Magisk has to then fight off-site. Mzinho 1v3, but dead to the TSS smoke spam.
He's fully covered, man. Oh, Falcons did such a fantastic job. Everyone there. I mean, again, it's a spot where Magisk appears to be totally alone after, you know, the crossfire gets dismantled, but there continues on this flood of players from the A site, putting pressure on Nico, diving in through the smoke to help out with that crossfire in the first place. And then Magisk just entirely pulling guard to get the 2K outside the site, getting his kills one way or another. Anytime possible, MongolZ are trying to find a way to mid-B versus him, but you got to give it to Falcons. The rotations have been impeccable. Oh my.
Okay.
What? Wow. Well, TSS literally standing in front of the smoke. It's got to be a demo kill. Mzinho just like, all right. I know what he's trying.
Pop gets traded. Nico gets flashed. Blitz doesn't pounce on him fully, but the second flash. Oh,
he got it
still. But then he tries to change guns before he's around the corner. Magisk off of his bomb site. One kill deep in this 1v3, but he's got 5 health to collect the next 2. Very desperate as the MongolZ sit pretty on the brink of a 3rd round win. Just layered attack on that long corner. And unfortunately for Nico, he could have made all of the difference, but gets caught jumping away with his knife out.
I mean, he was lucky to even get that second kill. He only came to and saw it. Unreal that Falcons nearly won that situation as well. Feels like a bit of MongolZ and what they did to them on Mirage.
Terrorists win.
Dust2 looked at as pretty much the only place that they could go. That would, you know, make it difficult for the MongolZ. Well, it seems like it's a great place to go. Falcons extremely comfortable.
Plenty of tests thrown Magisk's way. Steps up to most of the holds every single time. Most of the time, probably maybe. Catch my drift?
Call me maybe.
No.
Carly Rae Jepsen? Is that what? Yeah, I got it.
Just keep it coming, Magisk. Yet again, very lonely job over on that B site. TSS gets bested by Mzinho in back-to-back rounds. You know, starting to find a little bit more success on this long corner. This isn't really something MongolZ were too adamant about at the start of the game, but adapting slowly away from that B site after Falcons found consistency.
2 players spreading into tunnels, coming back late. This push off Cat surely is going to go all the way, considering the guns.
Techno concerned about middle, but the threat's really right above him. Kixan just atop. Oh, they didn't look straight
didn't
down.
Even see him. Okay.
Luckily, Kixan covers it. Techno just kind of caught there. 910's not able to stop them from falling away from it. Do the MongolZ leave long because of this?
3B or 3A, they know for sure. And there's the B
That's
player
matches
dead.
though. B player dead,
Yeah.
right? Op's going to take an angle in the CT spawn. Nico trying to move down along the wall. Does catch 910 off guard. And there's that pit activation from Mzinho. Now they could try to go up Cat.
You just missed that.
Kixan's able to hold back. Galil, all he needs. Gets into the site for a second. Set up by the flash top ramp. Mzinho's going to get his. But Degster's there to trade back. And it's only 10 health here for Blitz with 15 seconds on the clock. Now, they've lost track of him. That much is for sure. But he tries to drop to spawn. Go! Hold on. He knows where the last player's at, but he has to get the plan. Dexter comes back. Dexter fights.
What?
All he has to
Why
do
would he
is
do
survive. He'll take it on his terms. His whole team wondering why, but it works.
What? After he dropped in a CT spawn, there is literally no way he could have planted that bomb. Degster, nice shot.
Nice shot. That's the confidence of a man who finishes the half 15-3. You take Degster in all his glory, in all his different forms, for better or for worse.
One last time.
You play with fire, expect to get burned. Why do you look so concerned over there, Launders?
Just hot.
Oh. Yeah, Falcons raising the temperature in Bucharest. This catch, that could have gotten very awkward.
It's a pretty bad round here for the MongolZ, though, right? 9-10 goes out. There's a couple moments where they know they have B. There's 3 players up cat. They kill Magisk in mid, and then they have the op try to kill the rotators from A, but that's early. They could have taken any angle they wanted to for that fight, so they really rushed that situation.
Nice. Zenio, quick execution of the Magisk fight. Kixan gets revenge. Kixan's really not taking any prisoners here on map 2.
His aims look good.
And he's going to try to clip off another one down towards spawn. Instead, he offers over man advantage. Fast rotation. Nico takes it back. Senzu just going to send the bullet over the lip of ramp. And then those Berettas in sight look to get going. They'll best the clock. Turned on by Senzu.
Damn.
And the MongolZ let them have it.
Oh, the 2 shots Senzu hit were beauties. Nico on the ramp, Tessa's on the flank. And just like that, the game is possible again.
Yeah, team split the pistols here on Dust 2. Tap.
Yeah, you can see from the energy, they believe it.
Plenty of reason to. On their best day, the MongolZ can quite literally beat anyone. So long as it doesn't happen on a stage. But we'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, you said their best day. So.
Or maybe possibly they'll never win a major tournament.
So for the record, I did not say that. Scrawny did. And I don't know why he said that.
There's one, but the MP9 offered over. MongolZ trying to scuttle this force buy of the Falcons. Or not even force, excuse me, just a couple deagles. It's that Kixan scout that had me convinced. And it sits here waiting for someone to move. That would be Senzu to try and go offer help to Techno. A Techno who's going to have 3 Falcons players charging at him through the tunnel's exit. Senzu does get able to cross. Kixan kind of turned around, concerned about his flank, and that's what allowed the site to get bolstered by a second. But the digs come through,
whoa,
and that Desert Eagle of Nico finds 2 kills on the attack. Kixan's able to get out through the doors, tucks into the cutout. You've got 2 rifles on the retake. No way that's what happens. You've still got the M4 retake queued up. But a scout no-scope, and Falcons looking to give the MongolZ a taste of their own medicine to win with less. He's able to get down through the window. Desert Eagle off the mark. Second player head tucked, back car now dead.
What?
He's got him up close. USP for the clutch.
Oy, that's a little messy.
And Mzinho able to jump on this one. It is costly, no doubt, but it's a 5th round nonetheless here for the MongolZ.
I think that's such a key clutch right now. Magisk had no idea where he had gone. I guess it's tough to know when you're supposed to help out Nico in that spot, knowing your job is to make sure you don't die from the door, but
that's crazy.
That shot was so ridiculous. They don't have to be too pressed about it. That was house money, kind of.
Falcons on the 9-5 lead, go catwalk this time. And Senzu sitting lower tunnels.
He does not know that Okay, they just walked the whole way.
Op misses
Uh-oh.
twice. Now it's an open invitation on this A site. Frantic rotation,
Yikes.
but not a single kill. Oh boy, MongolZ dropping the ball on this one so far.
2 dinks they know about for sure.
Yep. But just the way Senzu had his back turned towards middle, like the threat of the walk-up wasn't even possible.
They didn't use any nades. They didn't use any nades to get up Cat. There was no noise.
He's left flabbergasted here in this one.
But this is also the round that could have been saved from 9-10. Just having a pretty nightmare map, to be honest. Missed a lot of op shots so far.
Uh-oh, Techno. It's a good distraction for Blitz to come out. But they seem to all dodge him. Oh, they take his gun.
Everywhere. Yeah, you didn't need to hunt that.
I think it's because they felt so close and so distracted. Like that was supposed to be easy for him, but I mean, they keep their heads an inch away from his angle.
Oh, looks like a pretty perfect call here. I just thought, well.
Why was that the perfect sound effect?
Yeah, it was great. He's a little cartoon character. That's yeah, it's a bit more than awkward. I mean, it really shines a spotlight on 9-10's performance so far. Still, maybe time to turn it around, but moments like that are the easier ones. Good call though from Falcons, like completely silent round up until they turned the corner on Cat, not anticipating any control. There had to be some tell there.
Bit more forward this time. MongolZ just scouring outside long with the scout. Nico catching the right timing, and Kixan here to cover it all. So MongolZ starting to feel like they are being forced to make moves, and Falcons not being caught off guard by those decisions.
And here's that better second map out of Nico.
Thank goodness.
I mean, him, Degster, Kixan, they've all been pretty much infallible this game.
Tapping back into the performance we've got from him throughout the rest of Bucharest. Senzu not able to collect a second 157, desperate to stop the crossover, but that is already Kixan on site. Good cover by Degster in the backdrop. So 3 players for Falcons sitting on 16 frags. Make it 17 now as Nico goes off with the cleanup duty. Falcons an 11-5 lead. Dust2 looking rock solid. Some of the best that the Falcons has to offer, and it's
just pure cartoon characters in this game. There's still a game that could have been recovered. A couple of very minor mistakes that just are amplified by the loss of the pistol, by the mistakes in the first half as well. But I don't know how much resolve MongolZ have left at this point. They'll be forcing down. Not a very handsome buy. It's another scout here for Senzu.
Ouch. Utility damage, quite immense. Kixan, though, going to keep on fighting. 5-7 betters him. And Tesses down into the pit now. Better stay small. Not a lot of health to work with here for Magisk or for Tesses. Not a lot of guns for the MongolZ. That scout from Senzu looks for its victim. Fireworks. This is a good kill for Blitz to try and chase. You know the op is up here. Doesn't feel like he's still looking around from the pit. I think Blitz might be able to catch him off guard. And then you've got an op to try to hold sight. You turn that thing around if the cap play was able to hold back, but now with that gun out on the field, it's going to have Falcons turning direction again.
Yeah, trying to do it slowly, but eventually it's just about getting to
Techno, though, he's going to catch him.
Spot.
Now that Op's gonna have the door crossed. Do the T's have nades? No, they don't. Not a smoke. Whoa, missed chance for Blitz. But the bomb is still yet to cross. Techno's got a gun. Falcons could drop this. Magisk has 37 health to cross. Good thing the flash found its target. Nico gives cover. MongolZ knocking on the door of this retake. Blitz continues to try to find a way.
Big
and that
volley.
Molotov's gonna fluster Nico ever so slightly further back. Techno gets the better of him. Magisk down, and the MongolZ scoop up that Op, run it to the other side, and save this one to keep this game closer.
It's a pretty incredible round, man. That's really squeezing water from stone here. Mara instantly goes into the timeout, not expecting to take this victory so early. A lot of things had to fall into place to make that possible, but they may have created an opening where there really didn't seem like there would be one. Match point is denied here for the Falcons. They'll have to do it versus a full buy if they want to beat MongolZ now.
Luckily, Falcons still money to go through for the rebuy, but
yeah, because they win this round, it's going to have, they get an op now. That would have been possible if they were just in a
this kill
loss-win situation. Wow.
Nice stuff.
Brilliant here from Techno. He had a very slow start on the game.
Double op setup though for the MongolZ. Talk about a kickstart economically. That's Degster's sniper on the field. And I feel like the MongolZ still remain one of the teams that implores the double op more than anybody else.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they do it like it's old school, honestly. They don't mind spending the money.
Especially when Degster gives them one for free.
And to be honest, I think 9-10, you need someone to offset. Well, he gets back on his feet.
See if it's too late. You've got Nico on that box right in front of you. 9-10 steps out into it. Oh, another missed opportunity from 9-10. He has dropped the ball.
Is brutal.
On this A defense yet again. Mzinho will try to play into the long doors. Gets the better of Magisk at least with the MP9 of all things. Deep CT peek from Nico. He wants to end this to take a 12th on his terms.
9-10, brutal misses, man.
I mean, it's
Nico's
one thing to be caught off guard. You know he's on that box. You're stepping right into it.
Yeah, he's also not even peeking for you. He's looking deep into CT spawn. Again, it's one of those situations kind of hard to talk about the rest of the round when such a critical moment opportunity is just missed.
Down goes the second sniper. MongolZ completely cleared out. Nico saves this one. Or is it more so 9-10 fails it?
Yeah, he doesn't get any of those kills. If this play goes correctly. Nine 10 probably looking at that kill, be like, ooh,
Yeah.
Ooh. Sorry, guys.
Oops. Meanwhile, you've allowed Nico to absolutely tear it up this second map of the series. Maybe Mirage was the anomaly. Yanko said odds are we won't get it back-to-back maps. Dead on. 22 frags and counting. With the 12th round allocated to him. Damn near alone. Magisk leans back, wary of Mzinho, and this pressure he throws out into the long doors, but Magisk so concerned about long doors, he'll still push down into the back of Blitz. His double kills connected. That pesky 5-7 takes its swing, and this is the Falcons queuing up a convincing Dust2 victory. All of the shortcomings, all of the criticism, but Dust2 remains the kingdom for the Falcons. And it falls on 9-10 and Techno to stop this, but both these players have been struggling throughout this second map of the series. With playoffs on the line, Ancient waits to dictate which of these two teams can step forward to the top 8 finish.
Wow, both players missing this.
And Nico's going to go ahead and collect some free ones. So here we go. Falcons respond back. Not to go down without a fight. Two teams that at the start of the event, maybe we both anticipate getting to playoffs. Now only one slot left over, and Dexter and Nico combined excellently here in this second map to make sure this series goes the distance.
Yes, an air of inevitability about that one very early on. Falcons, I think that star they've got on their jersey must just be, look, we've got one map we can play. It turns out it's just two, because
all the moving parts in and outside of the server. MongolZ started slow, showed us an uptick in performance, but when the stars connect like they did on Dust 2, that Nico Dexter knockout blow, feels like this one's still up in the air.
I hate to put a damper on it, but there was actually more than a couple of very critical, easy shots that 910 could have denied multi-kills from both of those players. MongolZ will have to just make up for that here. Rush into B.
They'll try. 910 gets one. Ooh, they then step forward into this crosshair, and it's not a MongolZ who were remaining too adamant about taking over the B site. They're looking to disengage this, step away for a second. And the fact that that second kill kind of delivers itself means the MongolZ can play the waiting game for now.
Still a kit in the smoke here for Magisk. I don't think there's really a bad option for the MongolZ when it comes to waiting, going to A, or just re-hitting the B site in a little bit. But Blitz decides to take this time to find an easy kill. See if there's a push. Punish that. Okay, at the minute mark, if he walks all the way to A, they might just go back to join him since they don't see a push. If this were around 30 seconds, then you'd say Blitz maybe just turn into a lurk, but it's still possible for them to get back. But Bomb still hasn't moved yet, but surely they're going to think about it.
I mean, polar opposite side of the maps. The only position that hasn't been cleared between that bomb and the site would be Donut.
Yeah, he's peeling back now, but it's going to be time to start running.
He can run the whole thing, because at least Senzu has maintained mid-control the whole time, so that'll allow for the timings to happen. But by the time the rotate does occur, you do have TeSeS in Donut.
Yeah, I think they're okay being heard because Blitz has gotten so far.
Question around TeSeS, though. If he tries to stop the bomb plant, Blitz is in no position to help this out. They don't have utility to block it. There's going to be a very critical duel here between 910 and TeSeS. He could try to swing out and clear.
Oh, what a shot. That's
tapped out of it.
Wait, can they get back?
Nah, this one's gone. TeSeS, one bullet, two shots, and then he's just looking for the money, but a triple execution, cold-blooded TeSeS from Donut.
Yeah, that's actually such a sneaky move, getting out to Donut in that position. Really great shots being hit. One missed, and the bomb gets planted back default. It's all good. But small lapse in judgment here. I mean, it's the last spot that he could be in, but at the same time, 910 doesn't have anything else to do. He does have the extra moment to clear this properly, or just run by looking. But still, I mean, it's just such beautiful work here from TeSeS.
Faster second round queued up as MongolZ take position inside A main. That was an ace.
That was an ace. Yep. Oh my god.
Damn.
Wow.
There was so much chaos going down on the B side. I didn't notice who walked away with the first two, but damn. Okay, TeSeS. Oh.
Wow.
And that's an ace.
That's an ace too. Okay. Back-to-back aces. Damn. I mean, the latter part of that ace from TeSeS was just amazing in that 3K. Like, damn. All right. And because there's no plant, there's no buy this round, and a mow down here for Dexter.
Comfortable as can be. TeSeS says, mine was better. And we get this walkout from Blitz into middle. So early guns for the MongolZ. Having let Dexter rack them up. Dexter finds timing as that pack of players gets snipped out by Nico. Now his multi-kill moment. Looking for a little more. They stutter step towards the main. Crossing over. Further damage done here. It's not going to be comfortable for the MongolZ at all. At least they've got a bit of cover to work with.
Wait,
but
no.
Nico, he just keeps picking them up. There's no way we're about to get 3 aces in a row.
He was on for the ace.
Finally dropped. The smoke clears. He doesn't see the
Wait,
guy
hello?
on Magisk. He's right there. Mzinho's given a gift. He should have been dead already, no doubt. This is winnable. Mzinho gets clipped out by Kicksan coming around that sight box. My God, folks, settle down.
We almost got 3 aces right there. Nico was so close to that 4th kill. Whoa, this is just terrifying now for the MongolZ. The desk brought up expectations for this roster, and especially having Ancient as a decider is great for them. But if Falcons are going to play this well, I'll feel bad for sure, because I won't say this is easy to keep up with, or there are some glaring issues.
Like that.
Yeah.
Missed utility, not ideal. Luckily for the Falcons, there's not an immediate pounce onto that B site.
Well, as Semphis once famously said, the power of a dead team.
It's Degster who's walking the plank, and it's Degster who's the highest rated coming into this final map of the series. Ace to his name. MongolZ walk out middle. It's going to put a bit of pressure here on Magisk. He's had a bad map and a good one, and a full flash means he's got nothing to offer us this time. Missed second shot from Degster. Concerned about A main, but nobody to come from that direction. Everybody for the MongolZ out of Donut.
All right, a new test. They'll have to retake. No one coming in from Donut means with the utility, they'll have to be this very careful.
Dexter's just waiting for that peek off the back of the box. Techno delays for it, knowing that Op's probably trying to hold him in. Nico, in the meantime, thrives with 2 kills, and Blitz with his hands on that AUG. Can he do it? Not likely. Nico continues to force the issue. Kicksan scoops up the last kill plus the defuse. Falcons flawless on this decider thus far.
Oh, wow. We are seeded, Falcons. This is a great start to map 3. We got back-to-back aces to kick it off. Not lost a round yet. Now a retake 1. When does the carnage end? Falcons have taken over as odds favorites. Odds favorites over the tournament favorites. It looked like after map 1 they could have afforded to have those losses and make it to the last day.
It was a matter of powering up as this event went on. Falcons hit the ground running, win their first 2 matches over Rare, Adam, and Payne. This is their 3rd and final attempt to make it to top 8. Slipped versus GamerLegion, failed against Complexity, and got blown out of the water in the first map of this series, but the rebound is real. The momentum of Dust 2 has yet to stop. Senzu in the corner to catch Kicksan off guard. Does not look like Kicksan's going to clear this.
Yeah, he has no idea. Just comes down to if Senzu's going to take that peek. There he does it.
Smoke still drops. Oh, but he lines up the Nico kill. He wants a 3rd, and TeSS able to stop that. Ahead of this wall of smokes is TeSS.
Yeah, he's in a key spot, actually, with that fresh smoke.
Oh, they find him out. Frag grenade pops it open. No defense left over, and the MongolZ able to cut through this B defense because of Senzu's early position.
Yeah, man. That's Senzu. Just a sneaky spot to be in. Another position that could have been cleared out if Kicksan approached it carefully, but just had no idea he could have snuck up there.
Also still could have been stopped after the first, but the fact he lines up Nico as the smoke is in front of him, that's what gave him the confidence to follow through. TeSS feeling desperate to make the play inside top ramp. It's all for naught. MongolZ on the board.
I did love the segment earlier talking about Nico and his positions here on Ancient playing mid on Falcons as opposed to B site where he normally has played in his career. And I think like Yango talked about him being able to isolate duels, and it's like you think about a position like outside on Nuke and he can take the round slowly. I feel like that's the big difference where it's where the meta has evolved on Ancient. It is fast whether you like it or not in mid, and it's extremely messy when it comes to utility and flashbangs. Less so to do with your aim, honestly, sometimes. Just who swings the right moment, unblind, after the played anti-flash, with the right support behind it. And that high volatility, I think, sometimes wastes the aim that Nico can offer. That's what might even the odds for someone like Blitz, who's going to scale versus him in most situations.
Here comes the execute again over top. Dexter made uncomfortable. Kixan looking for his, and he'll peel away to at least keep himself standing. Up on the line, connects. Dexter, the continuous rock of the Falcons hold. Bodies dropping all around him. His wall bang's a little off the money, and Mzinho hands busy with the plant. It's the two other players that die on site. Dexter refusing to go down just yet. He's got TeSS working with him, but there will be no pinch into this bomb site. Corralled to exit the cave. And what feels like an eventual flank. TeSS isn't wrong to be worried about it, but Blitz will just still hold off for the time being.
They wait too long, they're just going to be baited here.
TeSS gets one on the cave exit. Still kind of stuck in. 910 has to push the op up top ramp. Senzu just pops TeSS head, and that's going to send Magisk to the save. MongolZ back-to-back B heads pay off.
Yeah, I mean, nice try here from the Falcons to go for that retake. Really good amount of patience, and even Senzu dies in the end. Couple players here on the MongolZ yet to get a kill. Very entry heavy in these situations. But it's another successful B play for another round. Falcons still look very threatening, but they come into this with the saved gun on Magisk and nothing else. And the buy-ups come through, actually. MP9 for TeSS. Kixan yet to make his purchase. Just a deagle on this round. Wow, forcing down to 0 on everybody for 3 rifles. This kind of situation was Virtus.pro. They would even out in some, you know, 1 or 2 people buy, 1 full save. We'll see what this does to the economy later. Maybe Falcons win and don't have to think about it.
Flash gets him off the boost. It's going to keep Kixan standing. TeSS getting geared up to get frisky. He dies front cave. They've got problems on this B site, so he'll reel away. We hit a minute mark. There's been no resistance offered up by Falcons in middle, and the MongolZ seem to have figured this out.
Yeah, they can't really risk playing a late round situation where MongolZ keep getting map control back versus them, and they're already on the perimeter on all parts of the map. So this would be difficult for the Falcons. They're way back in as MongolZ get too stringy, separated, but just want to pay attention to where that bomb's going, because obviously B is the right site.
The fact that Falcons have fallen back off this bomb site as well.
They feel like they maybe are thinking about, okay, well, at least we can save some guns because they've really spent everything. Retake is so unlikely in this spot.
So lack of confidence here for the Falcons that could just lead them into more so of a save. Nico leaning over towards B to try to stop it, but that wall of smoke's just blanketing sight. They'll hear the run across, get a little spam through. Blitz dies in the backdrop. Nothing you can do to stop 9-10, and that's all MZ needs to activate. Desert Eagle of Kicksand doesn't quite cover off Nico's back end, and so he is now reeling away from the site, maybe hoping to get into the save, but you'd have to cross the spawn. And MZ's not going to let that happen. So majority dead here for the Falcons. The Mongols 3 rounds in a row, despite different tempos and different portions of the hit emphasized each time. It's a bomb down in the end 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and the force down is a risk, but also if they save these 2 guns, it might not be too bad. We'll have to see if Dexter walks into this or if they walk into him.
Terrorists win.
And it seems like they won't, actually. Oh, Dexter dies after time. That was not worth a fight. That was just not worth a fight. Not for the investment that they just put forward.
So the hero M4, huh? Silver lining. You get freed up to be the hero. And Magisk was the hero more than once throughout Dust 2. He awaits his chance in mid, but timing a little bit off. We'll see if that M4 repositions. It's looking likely.
9-10 seems a little unfocused today, man, to be honest. I know he's fast enough to hit that.
There goes the M4 of all the players on that ramp, but Dexter will pick it up, wastes no time doing so. And good on TeSeS to not overextend either into the players that were waiting for the full-on aggression. Gave himself just now another chance to strike it out, but nope, missed shot. And you don't afford yourself too many of these Deagle moments. Again, these smokes go down in front of it. TeSeS takes some damage on the fallback. 9-10 gets him.
There we go.
Missed shots in middle are one thing, but at least when the open sight is at hand, he'll hit it. And Zinho going in for the bomb plant. And they're going to try to boost the M4 over to just find some sort of parting gift. But you'd hate to use that rifle and then lose it. They'll peel away with it instead. We'll keep Nico over towards the swamps.
Been good at just squeezing control here on B slowly. And Nico with one clip off. Could he turn this into a gun? Maybe. Very possible. There it is, the AK. Oh! All right.
10's powering up.
Yes, he's getting it back together. He's just so critical. That's why I have to keep bringing him up.
Right. It's nothing personal. It's not because you hate him, is it?
It's actually because I love him.
Oh.
You know, the same. It's kind of that brokey thing where it's like, problem is, he actually is so impactful that the way he dies oftentimes just totally dictates the round, because he gets to kill that wins, or he dies and then therefore the site gets trampled. In some ways, it's a good thing, but a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. And here's his competition, Dexter, who is not missing today.
It was Kicksand back on Dust 2, but it's Dexter, Nico, TeSeS with 8 kills each, trying to keep this party going for the Falcons off map 2-3. Two bad maps out of Nico back-to-back may be unlikely, but what about 2 bad maps in a series? For the time being, all good.
Wow, we highlighted Zinho and his walkouts on the A site. As he surveys here in A main, sees the passive smoke. There might be a late round opportunity to go back to him. Bomb still at elbow. Techno up to the plate, 0 and 5. Oh, 0 and 6 now. Caught off on timing.
Falcons starting to, I feel like, open up a little bit here, right? Taking action, making these mid moves. That lane push made possible by a bolstered cave play because mid goes uncontested. MongolZ let them get positioning. Magisk finding a late duel here, and this is kind of MongolZ just walking into their death in round 9. Their demise comes 1 kill at a time all across the map.
They wanted to make it an A split through Donut, but couldn't even get out of elbow. Late round control of middle wins this for Falcons. And another duel goes Dexter's way. Not bad.
Poor Magisk.
Yeah, he's getting it. He's getting it from every angle today.
It's a good position. He's on the box. He gets the first shots off.
Yeah. So close. Nope.
Finally feels like as that boring A anchor, you get a bit of action. Yeah, I'll just clean up. And Senzu's got other ideas. For somebody who got deleted throughout the first map of Mirage, he was the victim of Mzinho's overperformance. Had a chance to catch his breath map too. And makes sure to put this last round on ice as that late round move towards the A side of the Mongols gets shut down for the close. Falcons in the lead, 5-4.
It's a solid one to stabilize off of. The money's pretty even on both sides now. So we enter the mid game. Mara will get in on the pause. I have to wonder what they're going to try to do. I know that Mongols are oftentimes will rush both extremities multiple times in one half. They haven't really tried that towards A in the last few rounds. They did it early on, though.
Techno's got to try to somehow find his game at the moment.
Yeah, two very slow starts in this series already.
And the first domino last round, just hiding out in pocket, squeezed from both sides. TeSS continues to tear it up. They're going to go for the run boost onto the ledge. And that gives Nico an open road to ensure that nobody's exited elbow, ready to also rock into the lane once this fire finishes out. Nico sliding up. Oh, Techno tries to jump him. Still Techno without a kill. Magis turns up towards the lane, but Senzu connects to two heads, both Nico's and Magisk's.
Yeah, he played that timing like a violin, Nico. That was so close in between that molly. Just got out of dodge, perfect reaction back, but you could see that the attack was actually fundamentally perfect from MongolZ. The trade was guaranteed. Mid control is one off of the attack pause. Now they've got a player advantage. Oh, and another kill. Senzu's lighting it up at the moment.
Mzinho sitting in the red room just waits for this activity from TeSS, which seems inevitable. He slides out, takes it on his own terms. And this B-bomb site's going to be found out to be completely vacant. So triple kill Senzu, little star-studded play out of the Mongols to tie the game back up. All right, Senzu.
Yeah, man.
When push comes to shove, an absolute phenom in some of these earlier stages of events. Not the first time we've seen him take things over. 9-10 connects up close.
And he upgrades to the better skin. Very solid round off the Mara pause into the mid control. And again, this is one where the run boost was executed perfectly. No one could come out of elbow at the right timing. Nico got his first kill instantly without taking damage, but Senzu answers back, both kills in mid instantly, not taking a single point of damage. Not a damn lick of damage.
Still the money flows. It felt like we had a couple rounds where Falcons were looking to set the tempo, make those opening moves. Nico much more passive than the round prior.
This is just becoming a very high-level game in terms of how close they're playing. So every round has been won off the back of some very, very tough, long engagements across the map. Early util damage goes the way of Falcons here. It'll be unconfirmed. And these Mzinho lurks are just getting faster and faster. He's already in the window. Up a minute. Giving up middle too often could spell disaster. They can be watching their flank here if you're Nico, but if the B attack comes in first, well, his attention is going to be forced pulled. And no one from A is going back for the reclear. This would be a timing for Falcons to be reclearing middle, taking this fight out and then flanking B, but instead they're really calcified in their spots. Lot rests on Cave. Oh man, there's no response here from the Falcons.
Senzu,
Yo,
come on.
man.
You can just feel it
babysitting
coming.
him.
There's a headshot back from Nico. Looks as quick as Senzu. It's the fact that Senzu gets 2.
This was just too quiet of a map here for Falcons. I mean, there was some natural moves you could expect to make that would work. You have MZ who's alone for a long time in middle. It's not the first time that he's there. No one comes to check on that spot. They don't come in for a flank. Playing cave that late into the round is just what MongolZ were happy to deal with. Even if they stayed in there and it was a full B attack through Banana, that would have been a comfortable spot. So I think this is the point of the game where MongolZ now start to officially look better than the Falcons. They need to win back that lead.
Dexter hanging on for dear life. Mzinho between them, caught out, so looking to come into this last round with something to work with. 910's gonna try to jump on it. Magisk's fighting every step of the way to keep this. Unnecessary re-peek into Senzu if he does it again, so he won't. But MongolZ take a 6-5 lead.
Yeah, last round, so doesn't matter if you got that kill. They would have been able to afford anything.
It's not gonna be a pretty purchase here for Falcons to close out. While Techno's still trying to find out his first kill of this decider map, you've got Senzu taking over rounds now.
Seems like Falcons are a little bit worried about risking it on taking middle control when everything went so well that previous round. They still ended up losing to the Senzu trades. But if they shy away from it too much, they need to have retake protocols or they need to start pushing extremities. A-main has been open a couple of times. Late donut plays to take out MZNO's position would have been not covered as well. But if they don't look for gaps, they'll never find them.
Matt just thinking about it. Yeah, you can see him kind of inching around that corner. Wanted to sign up for a fight, takes man advantage by his own terms. And Tesses floating around cave, locked in a 1v1 for the time being, but Senzu's not far off. Utility pressure for Tesses. He looks to tuck back through and will get away. But that's map control offered to MongolZ. To reclaim a stake in this 12th round, off man disadvantage, back towards middle. Middle in the mid rounds has been open more often than not. Nico floating around red room. This one could boil down to some spam timing. Doesn't have a frag to open the smoke, but does still have 2 teammates leaning A.
Yeah, they got a player disadvantage, but positionally,
it's a good off angle from Dexter as well.
This has got to be a wide swing from Techno.
Until he goes past him. He's able to get the instant headshot, re-peeks, and is clipped by the Opper. Magisk. Nicely done. Finds a second with the SMG, can upgrade into the full-fledged rifle. Then you get that temple peek, perfectly timed out of Nico. They escape his presence top middle, but he slides into that bomb site at the right moment, and the Falcons recover. We go tied on the half. 2 teams that open up in Bucharest with 2 back-to-back losses. Yeah. Each of them slowly working their way from the 0-2 Swiss pool to this matchup. We're on map 3. It's 6-6. Who's going to edge this out? Who powers up faster than the other?
Just happy to say that it's just not one-sided like we saw in the first 2 maps. Both teams are showing up right now. We started this off with 2 aces from the Falcons, and then MongolZ take back the lead off some really quality plays, well-placed timeouts, great shots being hit from Senzu. I think, unfortunately, Techno ends this half without a kill, however. So there are still some problems in firepower here.
Yeah, 29 ADR, 0 and 9 half.
As frustrating as it is for Magisk, he has been doing his best to make his own fun.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
As an A player, like, it's been almost nothing for him to do, but the duels that he's getting, he's actually working them.
No, it felt like back on Mirage, he was going to have himself a horrendous series.
Yeah.
But that's just because of how hot-handed MZNO was out of the gate.
Yeah.
We saw the recovery.
Arch nemesis, man.
Continues to hang on here. And again, he's trying to avoid having a bottom 3 rated event in his career. That's where his Bucharest stats were leading him. Second pistol, and MZNO kicks it off. Nico to the wayside.
Got to watch now from the passenger seat, Nico.
Gets tapped out of it. Last 4 Falcons players looking to join forces into the B split. We'll get Senzu, highest rated player for the Mongols at the moment, looking to tap them back at a cave. Can't quite find that line. Has to offer over space. Tessa starts to truck towards him. Senzu, it's a one and done. Techno can't manage off the flash. Things get wild, but he's got it locked in. Turns around. His first kill found.
Yeah.
30 bullets later, but he's got it.
Yeah, he's got it, man. He was aiming at all of them, man. They all almost died to Techno, but
something's got to land.
he at least got his first kill, man, right there. Got the lead off of that kill as well. Luckily, he had a lot of good teammates in this round, all chipping in. One gun wasn't enough, man. He needed 2.
So Falcons have to accept the lead will go. They walk out through that door and suddenly it's just smokes. A wild swing from the Mongols. In a game this tight, when you've got pieces just damn near offline in Techno and Blitz, you can't be taking risks. Unless they're very well calculated.
They kind of know that it's going to be a B play. You can see it.
Ooh, Senzu, a little sketchy, but all's good. SMGs, maybe not all good. Glocks respond. Techno comes through with Berettas. Dexter's P250 up close.
Oh, my goodness, man.
Oh, what could have been. Techno 2 kills this round, cleans up inside the B site, but that's what I'm kind of talking about. That was just Glocks. You know, I'm not saying Mongols are sliding down the slippery slope, but I can definitely see the hill covered in mud.
Hopefully they brought their toboggan to make the best of it. They won't be coming out of this unscathed, but the way I always look at it is if I'm playing, you know, I haven't had a really bad game, I just go, my teammates are buying me time, you know. Just gotta wait for your moment. You got warmed up.
Ooh, good flash. Techno flies through.
There it is.
But he goes for the upgrade instead of holding that smoke, and so Kicksan's response is quick. So's the push out of Nico. Already stepping on those mid steps, but great distraction inside Donut, turned on by Dexter.
Beautiful.
Blitz is able to recover that.
Bomb stops.
He sells them the fake. All that attention turned towards his corner, opens the door for the teammate. Now Kicksan doubles back. A 1v1 versus 910 that escapes him, and so the Magisk 1v3 queued up.
And they don't know where he is. I don't know if they saw him outside of anywhere in this round. Yeah. So, wow, long trek through spawn. They'll follow him over towards the A side. I mean, they know now, unless it's a lurk through mid, it's not going to be B, but Magisk can maybe have a little fun with this. Looks like the plant might just be given.
You said it. Magisk has had to find a way to have his own fun. He's been given the space to do exactly that here. Doesn't have the utility to block off Donut, so it's always going to be a sketchy plant. And maybe that's why he goes to clear Temple or CT.
But now he's just going to die planting.
Yeah, 910's not wasting any time. He'll go ahead and shoot him in the back. Magisk, it's all for naught. Mongols 9-6 lead.
That's a decent lead. And even though Techno goes 1 for 1, play, I think, works out in their favor. And this is just excellent from Mzinho. I mean, sometimes you got to run. That's one of those situations. Kicksan's not popping heads like he was over on Dust 2.
Oh, that's stopped as well. SS able to get out. You know, Techno's going to have to fill some important shoes throughout this half because he is that cave player. We've seen him already kind of fly forward into lane, and you've got to do that with the lack of confidence after having such a bad first half. We've already seen an uptick from him.
Oh, they have to go through this.
Teammates hold off on the site. Oh, Senzu.
That's dirty.
Settle down.
He is so good shooting through smokes. Like, he has such a good feeling for like exactly where they're gonna go up to, if they're gonna walk.
It's that third eye, man, wide open. Techno quickly dispatching of Magisk, so this measly test of pistols through caves shouldn't find any way to get its hooks in. And Dexter all the way outside of the doorway still. This is MongolZ, double digits.
Yeah.
The Falcons T side that unfortunately for them has fizzled out and has yet to find its footing. In a bit of free fall here. This is 4 rounds in a row from the defense. Still not even a bomb plant out of the Falcons.
That's the big part. Like, money's going to be stacked high after this round. Dexter comes into this with 100 ADR. And just an extra kill would be a small victory. But no, they won't even have that, man. 5 alive here for the MongolZ as they get into double digits. Making this game feel like it was never close. Let's see if Falcons can break the trend and make an actual comeback happen in this series. This may be the last rounds we see with this lineup.
Cutout damn well cleared. Ooh, okay, Techno, we've seen some wild antics on the cave. He tries it again. Nico insta-kill on Blitz. Those are the 2 struggling players in the MongolZ camp, both trying to take initiatives on each side of middle, both dropped empty-handed.
That does tell you something, you know, fortunate here for the Falcons, because middle control will be pivotal to a comeback if Falcons make one.
Missed shot as well from Senzu. That could have been the start of turning this one back the other way. And instead, it's looking like the first gun round from Falcon, the first real buy. Had all the trimmings. And they actually got a chance to play it out. Not hit instantly by Techno flying out the cave. Finally, one of these MongolZ engagements ends up catching a Falcons player off guard, but it's all for naught. Bomb's gonna hit the A site, Falcons gonna win this one. And it feels like MongolZ off to the save.
Simple as winning mid and won the round off of that. That's sustainable. You know, full A hit, full B hit, that's not sustainable. That's, you know, part of the greater tapestry of a half if you're trying to call, you know, a 7-round comeback. But the meat of your round are going to be into mid, slower defaults, appropriate map control. So I think it's the best place to start.
It's also a round, though, that MongolZ offer openings. We'll see if they decide to start letting Falcons kind of force the play.
Terrorists win.
But again, 5 alive last round. MongolZ don't care. They've got lots of money. Probably just waiting for the opportunity to get the op in play anyways.
Hell, maybe 2. Nade with Nico's name on it. He doesn't seem too bothered quickly. Slides up to the climb up.
And one difference we'll look for if this keeps going 5v5 is what do the MongolZ do now that they've lost it?
And Techno doesn't realize there's an entire team on the other side of this. All of the Falcons ready to hit this B site as needed. First, it's the wall bangs.
Let's see what the double donut set up. They're ready to just walk out if they need to. They don't know how many players are here, but they have heard considerable utility outside B. Not a...
Dexter offers it up with a little jump over the box. 9-10. Not able to strike them down just yet. Chucks the nade to the base of ramp. It's cave first. At a minute mark, Falcons 3 sets of feet inside cave. Still 2 to push up that ramp. And if anybody from the MongolZ pushes down into them, bomb could get cut off and cause a problem for the follow-through.
Yeah, MongolZ are still guessing, though. They haven't gone in for any flank. They don't have late round information.
It's a deep ramp smoke, but it looked like there was a gap on that.
Techno has to be vigilant. Well, Falcons look confused, man.
Yeah, they're kind of pausing out at 30 seconds.
If they're walking
to leave.
Yeah, if they're deciding to leave, though, no one's actually dipped out a donut yet. Like, wait, they're walking back?
In through middle, denied inside the B site.
What?
A defense is going to hear this run. Mzinho's going to drop an incendiary at 15. Smoke on top of that. You want to run through? Go ahead. Mzinho gets popped.
Oh!
It's a saving grace here from Magisk, making his way, finding a way into that bomb site. Talk about desperate, but it works. At least enough to put that bomb down. Senzu peels back with the op, caught off by this lurk out of Degster. And suddenly Nico and Magisk sit a little more comfortably on site. Doesn't mean the Mongols have given up yet. Blitz emerging, shadows spotted. Should be the attackers on high alert. Missed shot at a Senzu, and he is now going to get swarmed from behind as well. Time limited. Falcons play with fire, but they still break through.
Oh, wow. I mean, make no mistake, the calling absolutely broke down there for a second, and if not for Tassis and Magisk both getting their kills at the same time, that could have been done on time. That could have been either player on the other side of that smoke getting a multi-kill easily. That is Counter-Strike for you. Sometimes your shots can save the day. I have no idea exactly what went wrong there mentally for the Falcons, but they still ended up winning. And, well, of course, they end up winning on a round that cost Mongols a little too much. 9-10, only op. He actually just bought this, though, right?
Yep.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh, the bottom of the...
Oh!
Okay, good kill.
Just traded the booster.
Why not?
That's
Had to make that
worthwhile.
that decision fast before Degster gets a chance to disassemble. But that is the early warning for Falcons. There's a sniper on the field.
Yeah, it's a little recalculation. He just teleports over to window.
Now you got to be careful about every approach. You know that op is out there.
I do like ops versus especially the way that we saw Falcons play last round. A little indecisive, a little bit of a lot of walking, and especially coming into mid-late. Kixan needs to get the reins in on this team.
We saw Falcons kind of shaking to the core last round, so if now you know there's an op out there and you try to get them a little caught up in the timings, their caution could maybe be what trips them up again, but for the moment, they're still playing with ample time towards this A site, and that's not where 9-10 keeps the sniper.
Rotation will come over, but it's not the op coming over, which is the most important part. So free sight here for the Falcons as they get in.
Assuming Bomb's able to cross, all's good. Senzu seems to have let it go. Magic's gonna lock in the temple. Ooh, Blitz dies in the meantime on smoke.
One round game now.
Well, well, well. Two teams who have, again, been on unfortunately comparable journeys in Bucharest. It was always going to have to be a step up. But it looks like it could boil down to just the slimmest edging out.
Terrorists win.
We go round 20 with
Again,
a one-round difference.
This is less embarrassing, you know, for the Falcons, regardless of the outcome. Because no one has the expectations for them to go far at the moment. For the Mongols, it's the opposite. We'll see how it plays for them. And there is the double op setup. I think versus the type of rounds we have seen, this makes sense. But towards the end of the game, I think that's where Kixan actually starts calling a lot more rushes.
Right. Feels like it's just too hard to ignore, though, right? It's the one kill they got.
Yeah.
So you get that free second op. Just can't help yourself.
Yeah, it's still not even a bad thing to have even versus fast rounds if they're in the right spot. And if it is rushes and it's not mid and the ops are on extremities, well, it can be a new problem here for the Falcons. So much rests on this round. feels like MongolZ have been leaning B for the most part, expecting it to come in late. This one.
Tough spot for Senzu. Burned by half. Blitz gonna try to, nope, not even. Thought maybe get some kind of positioning on site. Instead, he just stalls inside smoke for an extra second.
Uh-oh.
4 players to surround this site. It's good damage. There's the trade back. They try to charge in. What a turn from Tesses. Snaps it onto Techno, who has been bullied all map long. Degster sitting behind that pillar, hoping cover can come through from that Tesses off, but he's not fast enough to the trigger. Now it's Degster's turn, AK in hand. Finds the first kill to 9-10, and his teammates got him covered. Falcons tie on 10.
Tesses, what was that? We need to see that again. The 90-degree sharp flick into cave. He was dead to rights.
Afforded a chance to put the bomb down. You had 4 defenders breathing down their necks. Oh, what a snap onto Techno.
Yeah, there's literally nothing he could have done about that. It's a massive round for Tesses.
And a tough one now for the MongolZ because it's 2 rifles out there. Falcons playing with a bit of pace out of spawn here, looking to capitalize on a tied game. It is a lead around the corner. It's a flailing economy for the MongolZ. We've seen what they've tried to pull off, say, with that solo 9-10 off. Techno's struggles continue. Burned into Kicksan, who's also starting to finally find a couple more kills. Here comes Blitz with one of those 2 rifles, trying to hold them back on ramp. Again, he goes down with less than you've come to expect. A Desert Eagle in the middle of it all with 1 frag. Senzu locks in his kill to the bomb, but Magis gets the trade back. Magis, who was muzzled on that A defense in the first half, starting to find his groove. Mzinho announcing himself as he puts hands on the rifle. And they are not sure which side he'll attack, but that's 3 sets of eyes that await him. He's got no utility for the play. Magis peeks in, confirms the departure. That's him running for the hills. That's Falcons 2 from a win.
Yeah, no kidding. Back in the lead off of this. No surprise on this round. Not even a save here. And it'll be another bye for the MongolZ. Honestly, this one smells like OT with how close those last couple of wins were for the Falcons. But the fact that they've taken this game back into the lead, they've actually posed a comeback, unlike from what we missed in the last 2 maps from either squad. Finally, one that goes double digits both ways. Teams splitting pistols on this map.
And pistols really all that the CT sides have managed to get this streak of rounds out of Falcons. God, Nico taking a pummeling here. Quarter of his health gone just to get eyes out middle. And a smoke to face the double donut defense. MongolZ have left slack in mid throughout this map.
Yeah, a ton of it. They've definitely been timid about their pushes. They haven't looked for late round timings. They played almost solely site defenses. Oh, but and Techno dies again.
Yeah, they get him to lock in with the fight. They get a dink through the wallbang that actually ends up doing way less damage than they would have wanted. Doesn't mean they don't follow through.
So much confidence after they heard that dink.
Still 3 players down on elbow. We're gonna get the MongolZ to try to come back at this perhaps. 9-10 on the angle, Blitz in the corner. This is a setup that's banking on Falcons still pushing their luck through the caves. But 1 kill on Techno doesn't mean that this whole pack of Falcons is inbound.
It's not bad lay of the map here for the MongolZ. Even if they're not going for mid, they still have Donut to watch.
We saw some shaky late round decisions out of Falcons, but it looks like they're moving with enough pace. Into Mzinho they'll go. Fire at his feet, force the issue. Util's well placed. Blitz on the flank, but this is being covered by Nico. May come down to Senzu on the site. He's got the coverage of the box.
They're not looking for him.
They've turned both backs to him. Senzu strikes.
Oh!
Bomb down at 15 seconds. Degster picks it up. Up out of 9-10 here on the lane, and he's missing shots. Bested by the pistol. Oh. Bested by the soon-to-be departed. Degster is the star tonight.
Yes, he is. across these maps. He's been the hero for the Falcons. Another moment Senzu knows if he takes that duel at that second, they win on time. The rounds might be close, but every close situation going towards the Falcons. Snipe might end in tragedy for the team that absolutely owned on the first map. Expectations could not be higher for this squad. They won't see another double op setup or even single on this round. An M4, a FAMAS, and 3 MP9s to defend their tournament life.
It's a team that had this community convinced. A trophy open for the taking without a big stage ahead of them. The Mongols start slow. The recovery grew. The first map dominant. They had swagger in their step against the Falcons. And in this second half, they had a clean start with the 4-0 without bomb plants. 70 rounds straight from the Falcons if they put this one on the board, if they eliminate the Mongols now. But Techno in 9-10 will crank that dial. A bit more pressure offered from this B defense that's been inactive. Techno barely stands. Senzu gets hit, and he has been going so above and beyond.
First time that you have 2 angles on this attack for Techno to have someone drawing attention, making this duel a little bit easier. Falcons not out of the woods yet.
It's just such little health. These SMGs, a shell of themselves.
Yeah, 3 mollies as well. Perfect for setups like these.
This B defense boils down to the 2 low players with the MP9s. They decide to double up inside of the cave. They will hide for the time being. That opened a door just enough for the Mongols to double back to get some kind of eye on mid. Incendiary drops at 40 seconds. Limited utility still for the rest of this round of the Mongols, and the Falcons decide that this is their moment, this is their time. They will lay down those smokes and they will try to follow behind it. Blitz goes down with nothing, and now these cave players have to somehow pull this out of the hat. Techno first at bat connects. Just the SMG, just the 6 HP, and it's enough. Kicksan's gonna go for that bomb plant, bullets whizzing by him. A little more damage done, he hangs on. Magisk into the back of this site. Low health bars means clutchable round, but they find it. And the Mongols push us to the 24.
Oh, they can finally take a breath for a second as they get better guns. And no, they now have a real hope to bring this into overtime. Still room for an absolute travesty here for the Mongols. But at least they showed they can win. They finally open up and push Banana at the same time as Cave. How many moments have we seen Techno isolated in a one-on-one engagement with no way to refrag, no player beside him, and no one else peeking another angle? One of the most detailed rounds of this game was called after Mara's attack in the first half. This is the rainy day they saved A-Tech for. With the amount of money coming into this round, 9-10 on the op. They have to maximize their value across this round. Falcons are putting themselves in great positions constantly, and they haven't gone into any sort of rushes early. They've been going the sustainable route of defaulting.
Flushed out in the cutout. Blitz has been having a hard go of it. Nico looking to lock in on him. Mzinho offers up util. Check out the damage from the nades. But the chase is on from the Falcons regardless. Popping it open, finding the contact. 9-10 first blood, man advantage Mongols. Nico walks up, Blitz from the corner, toppled back by Degster. And so the 3v5 begins.
9-10. Critical moment. Should be an easy shot. Hits it. 2 left. Overtime looming. Falcons thought they had this one wrapped up.
They've still got a minute to unfold it.
Yeah. And at least they have Dexter alive of all players.
He's been so good.
The only one on this team that is positive in
All
this map.
series. And he's not gonna stop the show now. Swaps off. What started as a 3v5 goes to the 2v4. Now 3 remaining MongolZ.
Oh man, Mzinho's giving up a great spot to hold on to A to turn into a flank, which his teammates could have pulled off from Cave. He'll give them some guaranteed late information, and they'll make this move over. But Dexter, he hunts. He's still on this op.
Nobody considering the flank just yet. They've got the smoke to cover the plant. Tess starts to fall back. He better turn to hold the donut. He still has his back exposed. They never saw this coming. No flick around this time. But Dexter, oh, a showstopper. And he chucked that AK to the wayside. You've got 3 bullets in this op. You've got 3 players ahead of you, and they will not let him get one off. MongolZ, when push comes to shove, step up. A streak of T rounds mean not. The MongolZ get us to overtime.
The slightest smirk out of Blitz's face and a sigh of relief as they get a new lease on life. Another chance. Here we go into overtime. And now maybe we get a little bit more worried for the Falcons. The Mar attack pause awoke in the MongolZ. 9-10 and 2 impactful spots, easy shots, movement across this map, flanks for the first time on the CT side. Everything comes together. And it's actually not too late.
Deep breath and another charge forward. Kixan looking for it.
Oh, Techno dead again.
He's had step-ups, but the tempo this time gets the better of him. And Kixan's looking for a little more love.
And that was with the assistance of the HE as well. You know, he had support in the way of that utility, but not a bullet of damage. I mean, Techno's done well to get back to 12 kills, starting 0 and 8. I don't think he got a kill in the first half, but still. He's been the first point of contact of interest here for the Falcons.
Bomb will get grabbed by Kixan, looks to join forces with the A main push.
And these are the mid pushes that give you late round outs. Oh, they're on good time. This is actually dangerous. Tessa's going to be regretting throwing that smoke when there's no one else out here. No movement, though.
Yeah, keeps them a little bit too preoccupied. MongolZ only now starting to scramble back around through Donut. Mzinho's got an incendiary. You set that corner of the site ablaze.
Smoke's a little deep, actually. He's not going to get in front of it, however.
And no CT control either, so a bit too worried to try to plant behind the box. Kixan just waits it out. Could be spammed off the plant, not the case. Mzinho decides to slide out into sight. Only caught out by Magis, but he only needed that sliver. A slight bit of vision. And a whole lot of comfort to come with it. Bomb plant. 5v3. Blitz will slide out on the same angle. This time Magis not ready. Blitz a double down. And now as you've got Senzu emerging out from Donut, his teammate not far behind him. Tess holds back with Dexter up above. 9-10 tries to get on Bomb. Senzu has to get both with another breathing down his neck. It's done. Falcons the man advantage too much and an early lead OT.
Oh yeah, they get it back, man. This game has had so much parity every step of the way in these final rounds. And as good as MongolZ looked for a second, the same problems come back to bite. How many positions will you be able to win from a 4v5? Even if you get map control in response, you make up for the fact that Techno dies inside of Cave. That is not something you can let happen every round and expect to close this game out.
This one's fast. Oh, this is a charge headstrong into the B site. Entry frag off the MP7. You catch him off timing, but Techno's still able to put that first one up. Look how fast the climb is too. Already down at the base of the ramp comes Mzinho. MongolZ ready to retake already. Falcons corralled, but Tess able to get a bit of lady luck on his side still to strike up the top of ramp. Mzinho's in the corner. Oh, does he press his luck?
Oh my god, he gets smoked now. They're surely going to watch it. The walkthrough will happen.
Change the timing. That second smoke changes timing.
Another layer.
A slight delay, a great spray. Blitz finally in that kill feed. And 9-10 strikes one down from inside that cave. Nico now time to clutch. 30 health and 2 players layered up. It's good damage. It's 2 kills in. Senzu on the bomb denied. Nico all the way.
It had to be him. And it was. Nico with the 1-on-3. A second round back-to-back here in overtime. Absolute composure with the clock winding down. Another shot missed slightly.
Nico! Спасибо, Nico! Nice.
The look in his eyes just says another honest day's work. One round away from guaranteeing a second overtime. But for the Mongols, they're just thinking about, have we lost? They've gone to Value Village for this one. 2 MP9s. M4 trading hands. Looks to be Mzinho just on a 5-7.
That whole round, you couldn't help but feel like MongolZ had the Falcons off-kiltered. That was a constant reaction to some sort of pressure, some sort of timing from the MongolZ. Not to mention that first clean kill out of Techno, but opening kills be damned, Falcons still follow through. And TeSS hot to the trot yet again. Techno has been trying his absolute best to get back in control of this game. His T side was abysmal.
He starts from the back foot already. It would be the final nail. This was the recipe, though.
Boost.
B pressure, Techno dies again.
They disengage. They decide to just swing it instead. Senzu finds Kicksan in return. TeSS could still try to pressure, following through on Cave. Blitz's position catches him off, but Blitz doesn't get his kill.
Oh, that's scathing. We've got the window timing as well. Senzu, 19 health.
All he's got, Nico slides forward. It's the element of surprise. It's a good position, but it's a great teammate too. Magisk has stepped it up. Bullied on that first map.
Whoa.
His name across the next two.
910 made it back into the site. It looked like he escaped
Bomb could be
backwards.
caught. He gets it past.
Oh, what a reaction.
Man, we're starting to get into the nitty-gritty. And there's the op shot. 910 just dives into Dexter.
They have no idea.
He missed the timing, right? Mzinho comes out from elbow, and he didn't see the bomb just walk out through that cave.
He knows Magisk is already in CT as well. They just didn't have the information, and now Mzinho, he'll walk over and op. What's this gonna do?
Man, it's bleak. But he's got the op. He's got a smoke now. That helps. Picks it up off the dead body. Throws the incendiary first. He's going to look to keep it frantic. Swaps over the guns into the AK just in case. They're going to expose him.
They missed the nade, but he gets off it.
Defuse. Things could still get frantic, but now they don't have a way to reopen. They better get him off this
They don't know where the bomb is?
They get some damage in.
Hello?
The knife is out. He wins this.
You're joking.
Oh, in classic Falcons fashion. They'll leave a little slack out there, and the Mongols capitalize in an insane way.
You have the point of reference. Could someone communicate where the bomb was planted?
Communication's what's broken down all week long. Devils in the details and their downfall.
No one decides to spam the right side of the pillar. They have no idea where this is planted. That's inconceivable. He has to go back in for a second defuse. He thinks he is dead meat when that first AG comes out, and he should have been correct. It was a bad bounce. And now Mongols have a chance to bring it back. They better recognize that opportunity. I remember the comms from MongolZ at the Columbus Major when Liquid made one mistake at 15-11. He said, these guys are not playing to win. They can choke. That's the resolve that Mongols need to look for.
Nico dances with danger through middle. That pack of Mongols players groups up to set their teeth into B. Cave smoke gets replaced. TeSS will buy himself and his team a little more time. We hit the 35-second mark, and the Falcons have opted to get a little more aggressive. It's them to step up to the front room of Cave.
Another
But what
chance.
that does is opens a door for the ramp push to come through, and Techno very clearly has a sense as to what's up. It's two players inside of it. Neither one of them goes down at his hand. But as they double back to the site, they will have found it taken over.
Yeah, Cave is nice, but it's not enough.
Mzinho goes deep, blindsides Magus, doubles down on Dexter, and while you may have taken over the cave, you will find yourself with nothing else. The Mongols pick up 3 frags elsewhere, and your cave becomes a cage. Flawless one from Mongols.
Leave it to Mzinho. And as much as Techno dies in another untradeable spot with info on 2 players there, they know they have a moment of reprieve. That they can move on to other protocols. They don't have to worry about an immediate threat. The only 2 players trying to defend the site, and this goes for both teams, are overcompensating inside of Cave over and over again. It has never seemed to be a recipe for success for either squad. But now with the score tied, that last mistake from the Falcons as well in the defuse, they call another timeout. This game is wide open.
When it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. But that's the pressure of the potential to make it to playoffs. 2 rounds changes your whole next week. Dexter wants to show them that this was a mistake. 28 kills on this game. Now he has more teammates climbing up the scoreboard. But the breadth of these frags are coming from him.
An extra body added to this B site out of the gate here. We've got Nico in the middle. That's a vacancy out towards middle that the Mongols aren't capitalizing on just yet, but it could come back to haunt Falcons. We'll see. Passive Mongol setup outside elbow. First, it's the boost by Senzu. Talk about playing lights out.
Don't even know if they changed glances there. I mean, Senzu was blind. I don't know if Nico caught him on the right time. Bombs out here. No push coming in late.
And now suddenly that lack of information out middle, the absence in their knowledge,
Remember how many,
confirmed by the fact the smokes go up.
so many times that Mzinho was able to get into the window, but this time it's Blitz who's hanging out. No opponent as well. Oh, look at the map for Falcons, man. They are giving up so much control and taking nothing back.
They just forfeit this. They're so worried about middle because Nico starts the round on B. That gap in information just suddenly seems too daunting. And the Mongols are just going to go ahead, find a completely vacant site, barring Tesses. He gets that first one and the second clean. There he is. Not just Dexter soon to be on the chopping block, they claim. Tesses, 3 kills to his name when it matters. And it's 9-10 to go deep into the peak. Blitz, it's a 1 and done. 9-10 recovering off that name.
No way.
Kill. And Dexter's got this line held on. So there we go. A Falcons 15.
Oh, a Falcons 15. That's a Tesses 15th right there. He's the only guy who has vision on the B site when everybody is so late to taking back mid control. Falcons were 1 step behind, staring at a window smoke that was thrown by Blitz earlier in the round. If not for this play, this round is over in favor of the Mongols.
Let's go!
Making up for the non-flawless first half of overtime. Senzu's nade, a homing missile on Dexter. And Nico just gets popped. Mongols man advantage. Falcons wanted to sign up for the mid-fight. Stark contrast to the round prior. You signed up for it.
Oh, Techno. He's been getting timinged every single round. Right now, it's a man advantage here for the Falcons. Techno decides to lurk and walk around up through B. This could be a huge play. It has to be.
9-10, Shadow, Magisk. Oh!
Whoa.
The fact he gets Mzinho maybe saves them. But over towards B, Techno now preoccupied. They know at least one of these Mongols members on the other side of the map. What can Tesses do to be the hero yet again?
Oh.
Senzu down, bomb not planted, pressure's up, and there's the second attack. Kixan couples with Tesses so well. And they knew where Techno was once upon a time. No possession of the bomb. Rumors of the Falcons putting 2 players on the chopping block, but it is those 2 that step up in this deciding map between Dexter and Tesses, an extra breath of life in the lungs of Falcons. From grand finals inclusion to Poca to a top 8 in Bucharest if Techno drops this. 20 seconds, and the first duel's found. Position confirmed. At least he's got the smoke to block them off. He could try to go for the desperate plant behind box. It's all he can do. He tries to bait them in, takes damage in response. Do they flush forward? Do they charge? Yes, sir! Not just into him, but into playoffs. And the MongolZ will flail on the other side, missing top 8 in 2 consecutive events.
That is indeed the talking point, Connor, as Falcons celebrating their victory. MongolZ indeed will not be going to the playoffs again, and I guess that means we get to start a dialogue, Maui. We always love to start our dialogues about their mentality and kind of where they're at, because ultimately, it's not even this